The Newport Gulls come into this ball game tonight losers of their last 3 games here in the New England Collegiate Baseball League, including a pair of games here at Cardines Field and including a game last night in exhibition action against Team USA. A come-from-behind victory was not in the cards for the Newport Gulls as they fell 5-4 to the USA national team. That game didn't count on the NECBL record, but tonight's game does. The Gulls will be facing one of the hottest teams in the NECBL Northern Division, the 10-5 first place Holyoke Giants. Tonight, the Gulls will try and get a new winning streak on the record as they continue the homestand here at Cardines Field. A long stretch of baseball still yet to play here in the NECBL Broadcast Network. The full pregame show continues next. Keep it right here on the Newport Gulls Broadcast Network. And right back here now at Cardines Field as we continue on with our pregame show. Nick Lehman alongside Newport Gulls field manager Mike Coombs. Coach, how you doing?
How you doing? I'm doing good, bud.
The Gulls come in losers of their last 3 games, including an exhibition game last night here at Cardines Field by the final score of 5-4. Heroics just not enough to come back against Team USA.
Did you use the term losers?
Well, not quite losers. They were close games except for the one in Danbury, but overall not a great pitching performance in the first 2 games.
Well, I tell you what, we show up every day and we play hard, and we'll do that every day. We have a game because these kids here don't know when to quit. They play hard, and that's a prime example of what the game was last night. We're down 5-0 most of the game, and came back and just showed the USA team that we put 2 guys in scoring position and base hit wins the game for us, and then we're not losers. Right, Nick?
Absolutely not, and a win tonight against this Holyoke Giants team would make a big difference. They're first place in the Northern Division, 10-5 on the season, and I've heard they've put one of their best starters in the rotation to play Newport here tonight.
Really? I expect every team to throw their best starter at us. Their best players, their best starters, everybody. I expect that, and that's the way it should be because everybody shoots for Newport. So we expect it and we want it, and let's have fun doing it. Let's beat their best.
Now, who are we going to see on the mound tonight for the Newport Gulls?
We got the big Yek going. Yek's got a yacker. You know what a yacker is?
Not quite, no. Can you elaborate for the fans at home?
Sure. A yacker is a curveball. Back in my day, I'm an old guy, but we used to call a real nice curveball a good yacker, because it had good bite on it, and it came in there yakking and go yak, 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 and just fall out, and just a great pitch. But Yecker's going tonight, and he's ready. He's up for the challenge, and let's see what he's got.
Now, a few changes lately for the Newport Gulls. You've got a new catcher on the team. Jared Kuhn is coming as well to round out the bullpen. And the catcher, a temporary player until actually another catcher comes from, I believe, at the Cape.
Yeah, we got Rob in. Rob's, I saw him down the pen, and it looks like he funnels and frames the pitches very well and throws the ball okay. And I saw him hit a little bit in BP. So, he's a fine step in for us and back up for Matty Ionata.
Now, Pittsfield Dukes come into the ballpark tomorrow night to wrap up this homestand, and then the Gulls go back on the road. A lot of road games coming up in the next couple of weeks. What are you telling the guys in the dugout?
Roadies. We're roadies. You go on the road, you win on the road, and you're going to be fine. You go on the road and lose, and then it's a tough season. But we'll do well.
And Coach Fuentes, what's your plan of attack against this Holyoke offense here tonight?
Against the Holyoke offense or against the
Holyoke defense?
Okay. Our hitting's been doing very well lately. We're starting to get around. The kids are starting to get used to the wooden bat. So our plan of attack is the same as always. You see it, you whack it. Let the best things happen. Like I said, they're coming around. They're starting to hit the ball well. He is one of the better arms, but I believe we are one of the better hitting teams. So as much as we're up for a challenge, I think he's up for another challenge himself also.
Team USA came in here last night. You have to be pretty proud with the hits the Gulls are getting off those Team USA pitchers. Some of the tops in the country. Brad French going 3 for 5, plus a 3-run homer by Drew Polk, and other hard hits as well. A double by Ryan Wiegand as well.
Well, yeah. I mean, they are one of the better pitching kids in the country, and I do believe we out hit them 11-5 in the game. We also made a couple of loud outs that that could have made a couple of different. Could have made a difference in the game. At the end, we did have men in scoring position to win the game. We were basically just one hit away from beating Team USA, who they did come in here with all these big talented boys, and one hit away, Newport wins the game. So.
And Coach Coombs, you have to be happy with the way the bullpen performed against Team USA last night, pitching actually 7 shutout innings.
Outstanding. Penn came in, rose to the occasion, just came in there and just stuffed it right up there, and just did a great job. Outstanding. You couldn't ask for a better deal.
So the Newport Gulls playing the Holyoke Giants tonight. Coach Coombs, Coach Fuentes, good luck. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks, Nick.
Thank you, Mr. Lima.
And we'll continue with the pregame show next here on the NECBL Newport Gulls Broadcast Network. And good evening again, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls from Cardines Field here in Newport, Rhode Island. Hello again, I'm Nick Lima, joined tonight by Mike Lord and Steve Iwanski on the NECBL Broadcast Network. First, we'll give you a roundup of action around the league last night and tonight. Well, in other action around the league last night, the Danbury Westerners were dealt their second straight loss, falling to Lowell 5-4. Torrington Twisters over the Vermont Mountaineers 6-4 the final. Concord Quarry Dogs over the Pittsfield Dukes 11-5. Holyoke Giants defeated the Northampton Steelcats 3-2, and Mike Lord will tell us more about that one.
I'll tell you, the Giants were trailing 2-0. They came up with 3 runs in the 6th inning, and Colin Finessis pitched very well for the Giants, and outstanding relief pitching by Jim Grubbs preserved the victory, and it's the Giants' 4th victory on 5 games so far on this road trip. This is the final game of the trip tonight. The Giants got off to a slow start, 2 wins, 3 losses. Since then, they've won 8 out of 10 games. And I think the big difference this year, Nick, their batting average is up to 230, whereas in past years, the Giants were down around 210, 215. They're getting hits with men on base and a lot of speed, as they got 26 stolen bases so far this year. And unlike past years when they needed 3 hits to score a run, they only need 2 hits to score a run now, and that's paid dividends.
And another action last night, Team USA over the Newport Gulls 5-4. We'll tell you more about that later. Tonight around the league, Holyoke is supposed to be playing here tonight at Newport. Torrington's at Lowell underway just about now, and Northampton's at Sanford getting underway in about 2 minutes. Back with the Steiner Labs next here on the NECBL Newport Gulls Broadcast Network. Back here now at Cardines Field, the Stein Lance with today's ball game pretty quickly here as we're actually getting underway about 6 minutes early for some reason. The Stein Lamps for the visiting Holyoke Giants. Here one presented is Mike Lord.
Thank you, Nick. Leading off for the Giants, the right fielder, number 28, Mike Provencher, followed by the left fielder, Kevin Reno. Batting third, Kyle Bellows, the team leader in average at 360. Batting cleanup, the designated hitter, Craig Turner. Batting fifth, the third baseman, Cody Hightower, who's swinging a hot stick. Batting sixth, the first baseman, Mike Walczyk. Batting seventh and catching, Jack Harley. Batting eighth, the second baseman, Matt Rima. And batting ninth, the center fielder, Justin Little.
And very quickly, Steve Iwanski, the Stein Lamps for the home Newport Gulls.
Leading off for the Gulls, Matt Vance to the DH. Batting second, Brandon May, playing second base tonight. Batting third, Brad French, the third baseman. Batting fourth in the cleanup spot, Ryan Regan. He's the big first baseman. Drew Polk is in at the 5 spot, playing right field. Matt Ionette, the catcher, batting sixth. Shortstop, Gabe Sade is batting seventh. Center fielder, Mike Berger, batting eighth. And rounding out the lineup, Jonathan White in left field tonight.
Umpire tonight's game, Roger Saraiva calling balls and strikes behind the plate, and Ed McNaught with the umpire around the bases. Game time temperature around 77 degrees, 10% chance of rain, but nothing on the radar right now. Under sunny sphere skies here in Newport, Rhode Island. 10 to 15 mile per hour wind blows in from the south-southwest. Shouldn't affect play too much, but will help balls going off hit to right field tonight at the ballpark. First pitch is next here on the NECBL Newport Gulls Broadcast Network. And back here now at Cardines Field as we're getting set for baseball. A little bit of a rush pregame show for you there, folks, as all the pregame festivities for some reason taking place about 5 minutes earlier than we're accustomed to, but we got them all in regardless, just a little bit faster. And of course, we'll revisit the lineups as we go through the ball game here tonight. Just about ready for baseball, stepping up into the batter's box is Mike Provenger from the Holyoke Giants. Comes into the game batting .275. No homers, 3 runs batted in, and a double. He'll face Jared Yecker for the Newport Gulls. Yecker making his 3rd start of the season. He has a 1-0 record in 9 1/3 innings pitched. Has given up 11 hits, 4 earned runs, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts. A pair of doubles. Has hit a batter on the season. He's ready. The first pitch of the ball game. Just on the outside corner for a called strike, says home plate umpire Roger Saraiva. Hello again, everybody. Nick Lima alongside Mike Lord and Steve Iwanski here on the NECBL Newport Gulls Broadcast Network. The pitch. Outside ball 1. 1-1 the count here. To the Holyoke right fielder. It'll be Provencher, Reno, and Bellows due up here in the top of the first. The pitch. Outside again. 2-1 now the count as Yecker missed with a breaking ball. The next delivery. High and inside, ball 3. So, he started off with a strike, but now work the count down to 3-1. Well, Yecker making his first start here in over a week. The next pitch. Strike 2 call to the outside corner, and the count is full to Michael. Yecker looks in, gets a sign. He winds and deals the payoff pitch. Swing and ground ball bounced. It takes a tough hop to second baseman May. Throws to first in time for the inning's first out. So 4-3 in the ground out. Defensive alignment for the Newport Gulls tonight. It'll be Ryan Wiegand at first, Brandon May at second, Gabe Sade at shortstop, Brad French at third. Matt Ionetta catches Jared Yecker. Outfield left to right, Jonathan White, Michael Berger, and Drew Polk. Here comes Kevin Reno up to the plate. Reno batting 263. 262, I should say. No homers, 3 runs batted in. Has a lot of speed, though. He swings in the first pitch. It's a high fly ball to deep left field. Way back this one goes. It is off the top of the wall. Reno is in the second with a double. He missed a home run by about 2 feet, folks. Last year, that ball would have been gone as the fences have been extended here to 28 feet all the way around the ballpark over the offseason. Very hard hit ball.
And it carried very well to left center field. I'm surprised, Nick, because the wind's blown out towards right field. So, yeah, Kevin Reno really put a charge in it. The hardest hit ball he's hit so far this year. Most other ballparks, it's a home run.
So, the Giants, with 1 out, have a runner in the scoring position. Here comes Bellows. Kyle stands in the pitch. Fastball in the inside corner for strike 1. Bellows leads the team in average at 360. 1 homer. Is the RBI leader as well with 9. Has the chance to knock a run in here. Yecker will try and keep Reno on the bases. The pitch. Change up. Comes a little bit inside. 1-1 the count here. To Bellows. Also has 4 doubles to go with his homer. Yecker comes to the set at the belt. The pitch. Swinging a foul to the netting above the screen. Caroms back into the Gulls dugout. The bat boy wearing a Jonathan Papelborn shirt retrieves it. Counts 1-2 to Bellows. Craig Turner, cleanup hitter, waits on deck here for Holyoke. Yecker sets at the belt. Here's the pitch coming to the plate. Just missing outside, and the count leaving up on Kyle. Newport Gulls went losers of their last 3 straight, including 2 here at Cardines, 1 on the road in Danbury. 8-4 the score in the Danbury game. 6-5 here at Cardines Field a couple nights ago against the Lowell All-Americans, and 5-4 in an exhibition game, which of course didn't count last night against Team USA. They almost got back in that game. The pitch. Curve is just outside. Full count now. Well, he worked the count full. The Provencher, who grounded out for the inning's first out. The ground out here, however, would advance the runner to third. Depending on where it's hit, of course. Yecker comes to the set. The payoff pitch to Bellows. Instead, he steps off. Steers Reno back to the bag at second. Now they're ready. The payoff pitch, the runner goes. Swing a drive, popped up right side. It's going to get out of play. So Bellows in a battle with Yecker here.
Better call Newport Gulls.
Yeah, Nick, the Giants like to do a lot of hitting and running. Coach Jason Falcon likes to take advantage of the speed, and it's worked many a times for the Giants this year.
Yecker looks in again, gets the sign, comes to the set. The 3-2. Swing a ground ball, chop foul around the plate area. He just barely stayed alive and got a piece of it. Yecker only has 6 strikeouts in the season. Would certainly like number 7 right here. Heart of the order up right now for Holyoke. A runner in scoring position, 1 out, underway here in the first. He comes to the set once again. The payoff pitch instead. He'll step off again and wait for Reno to hop back on the bag at second. Reno is 10 for 13 stolen bases this season. The pitch. Strike 3 call in the outside corner. Here's a throw down to third. And they get him a strike him out. Throw him out, double play. Ionetta fires over to Brad French and ends the threat here in the first inning. Half an inning in the books. The Holyoke Giants nothing. The Newport Gulls coming up next as we continue on the NECBL Newport Gulls Broadcast Network. We go to the home half of the first inning. Out there on the mound for the Holyoke Giants will be Tom Dolan. Dolan already has 3 wins of the season. Here to tell you more about him, once again, Mike Lord.
Thank you, Nick. And for Tom Dolan, this is his 4th appearance. He's got 3 wins, no losses, an ERA of 0.41. 22 innings pitched, 13 hits, 2 runs, only 1 earned. Walked 7, struck out 20. And opponents are hitting only 188 against them. The Giants as a team have a 1.77 ERA, which is just a little lower than my grade point average was in college.
Well, the Giants, word out on the street is they saved their ace just for Newport here tonight. First pitch from him is missing inside, ball 1 to Matt Vance, who's been hot off the bat lately, leads in all offensive categories for Newport, batting .396, 3 homers, 11 runs batted in, 5 doubles. The pitch. Just outside, ball 2. Vance isn't a guy you want to fall behind. He already has a couple home runs here at Cardines. 12-game hit streak as well. He's hitting every game for the Gulls. 13 if you include the Team USA game. He had a single against the Americans last night. Next pitch is outside for ball 3. 3-0 now the count here on Vance as Brandon May waits on deck. Here is the pitch from Dolan. There's a strike on the outside corner. Vance taking all the way.
Nick, I've noticed in the early going, both pitches are going with the outside corner, and the home plate umpire is not giving.
Ball 4 comes in low. Yeah, you're right. The outside corner, but the inside corner he's given quite a few times.
Oh, yes, he has. He's been very generous on the inside corner, but the outside corner, he just isn't calling strikes there. And he's being fair so far, so can't complain as long as they're consistent.
So the Gulls have their first base runner, and that'll be the 8th walk of the season issued by Dolan. I'll bring Brandon May up. May comes in at .313, 3rd on the team in average. May, 7 runs batted in, 2nd in that category. 4 doubles. The pitch. Fastball on the outside corner for strike 1.
The Gulls as a team batting .265, which is near or at the top of the NECBL. Always a strong hitting team, the Newport Gulls.
Well, they have more speed this year than they have had in the past. One of the leaders in stolen bases. The pitch. Inside for ball 1.
The Gulls last year setting an NECBL record with 32 regular season victories against just 10 losses. Unbelievable season.
Dolan looks in and gets the sign from his catcher, Callie. Comes to the set, the lefty checks the runner at first. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Dolan out of hometown of Bensalem, Pennsylvania. Just finished his junior season up in Temple University. Nobody out. The Gulls have Vance at first. He's 3 for 5 in stolen bases this season. Stole a pair of bases up in Danbury 4 nights ago. The pitch. Inside. Ball 2, the count will even to Brandon May. Dolan trying to get off to a good start here against his hot-hitting Gulls team, who's been right in even all the games they've lost recently. The pitch, a little bit low, ball 3. And Team USA get up to an early 5-0 lead over Newport last night here at Cardines Field, but they climbed back into it thanks to a 3-run homer by Drew Polk and other timely hitting. Gulls actually out-hit Team USA 11-5, I believe. Let's double-check that. Dolan ready with the pitch. The runner goes. Swinging a shot. Look out in the stands. Carams over there. Fortunately, there was no one sitting in that particular seat, but their fans scattered all around there. Everyone's all right. Do the 3-2 pitch again.
And Nick, I think that we're seeing more fans in attendance tonight than we even saw last night against Team USA. They're certainly making more noise, at least.
Oh, yeah, certainly. Already I see more fans here. I guess because of the Sunday night, a lot of fans stayed at home. Dolan looks in, gets the sign, the payoff pitch. Ball 4 is inside. Back-to-back walks issued here to start off the first inning. Not the way Dolan wanted to start it, but that's the way the Gulls would like to do it. And here comes the second baseman, Matt Reamer, as well as the catcher, Jack Crowley, had to talk to him. Defensive alignment for the Holyoke Giants is Mike Wallach at first. Matt Reamer at second, Kyle Bellows at short. Cody Hightower, third baseman. Jack Colley catches Tom Dolan. Outfield left to right is Kevin Reno, Justin Little, and Mike Provinger.
Nick, that pitch was inside where the umpire's been calling strikes, but it was probably a little low. That's why he didn't get the strike call.
Oh, here comes Brad French. French at 231, a homer, 6 runs batted in. The pitch. Inside low, ball 1. He's tied with Vance for the team lead in doubles with 5. Is the only goal to record a triple this year. Runners at first and second. Nobody out. The Gulls threaten here early. Early is when you want to get to Dolan before he gets into a groove. The pitch. Inside. Ball 2. Beautiful night for baseball here at Cardines Field under mostly clear skies. A couple of high wispy clouds in the distance. Rain will not be a factor this evening. Radar's clear. Temperatures nice and comfortable, about 70 degrees. And Dolan's ready. Checks the runner, the 2-0 pitch. Taking the inside corner, here's the throw back to second, and Vance dives in safely. The throw was off target from Callie, and Vance scored a break there. He was well off the bag at second base.
Luckily for the Giants, Kyle Bellows, the shortstop, got over there in time to catch that one hopper. A very risky play. That would have put a runner in scoring position for the Gulls.
Instead, it's just a strike, and Vance will be more wary. 2 balls and 1 strike is the count on French. Dolan sets high at the letters. He's ready now. The pitch. On the outside corner, strike 2. Two runners on, nobody out. Here in the last of the first, no score, but the Gulls threatening. Looking to get a new winning streak going. They won 6 straight to start the season. Haven't fared so well in the last week. The 2-2 delivery. Swinger, weak kick, ground ball, rolling to the third baseman. He'll step on the back at third, throw to first. It is in time for the double play. A 5-3 double play, not what French and the Gulls wanted to do there.
Nick, that was a very big double play because all Hightower had to do was step on the bag at third to get the lead runner. Usually on a double play, the runners on first and second are out and you get a man on third, but now this double play very well executed. Big break for the Giants.
Good thinking by Hightower. Sometimes they won't remember to step on that bag at
They
third.
throw to second instead.
So here comes Ryan Wiegand. Still a chance here for Newport. The runner at second, the pitch. Outside for ball 1. You don't want to have a squander here after you had runners at first and second with nobody out. Now 2 outs, and all that remains is Brandon May at second base. Wiegand still looking for his first extra base hit of the season officially. He had a double against Team USA last night and a single as well. He swings and mixes at the next pitch. Strike one. 1-1 the count. He evens up to the big left-hander from Gonzaga University. He comes into the game at 271. No homers, 6 runs batted in. Hitting room in left center. It's going opposite field a few times with singles. The pitch. Wide strike on the outside corner. He is calling that outside corner very heavily tonight. Count is 1-2 on Wiegand. Dolan trying to pitch his way out of a jam. The pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. A very rare strikeout for Wiegand. And the Gulls strand a runner here in the first. After 1 complete, Newport nothing, Holyoke nothing on the NECBL Newport Gulls Broadcast Network. Jared Yecker throwing his warm-up tosses, getting out there for a second inning of work. He got a strikeout and gave up a double back in the first, but the Gulls were able to turn a double play to get out of the inning, a strike him out, throw him out double play. A double play for the Giants in the bottom of the first. Was able to get the Gulls out after they had a scoring opportunity squandered. So, remain tied, 0-0. We go to the second, and it will be the middle of the order due up for Holyoke. Craig Turner, Cody Hightower, and Mike Wallach. Takes the first pitch outside, a fastball, ball 1. Turner coming into the game, second on the team in average at 281, and takes the next pitch for ball 2.
Nick, Tom Dolan seemed a little tentative out there in the first inning for the Giants, but I think after they got that double play, he settled in.
Certainly did. Coming back to strike out Wiegand. 3 balls, no strikes to count here quickly on Craig Turner. As Yecker is looking to find the strike zone. The pitch on the inside corner for strike 1. There it is. And that outside corner is not being called. The inside corner is. I don't know. Very weird when you see an umpire do that. I don't see why he just doesn't shift it over. The pitch. Outside ball 4. That one was definitely outside. Yecker gives up a
either that or if he had LASIK, the doctor didn't do that great of a job, and he sees a little differently than the rest of us. Maybe his vision's geared towards the inside.
Well, to his credit, he is standing maybe a quarter of a step to the left of the center of the plate. And that could be it, Steve.
And a lot closer than we are.
Of course, we're also looking at the plate at a diagonal from up here. Keep that in mind. Yecker comes to the set, a runner at first here. The pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 1 to Hightower, who has some power. 5 runs batted in to go with a homer and a .222 batting average. Turner at first is not much of a base stealing threat. He has yet to attempt to steal this season. The pitch. Squares for a bunt, pops it right up to the catcher. He's going to throw to second. It's wide. It's wide, and everybody's safe. Iannetta tried to get the lead runner there, but his throw was high, and everybody's safe. Is going to be an error on charge to Matt Iannetta and a sacrifice bunt for Hightower.
On that play, Nick, Mike Iannetta immediately wanted to throw to second. The problem was the shortstop, Sadie and May, weren't covering, so he double pumped, and by the time they got over there, you know, his throw was off the mark. But usually a catcher will go to first base on a play like that.
But now, 2 on with nobody out. The pitch on the outside corner for strike 1. Mike Walczyk at the plate here. Walczyk, 200 even average for RBI. Well, Yecker got out of a jam in the first. He'll have to do it himself again here in the second. He comes to the set. The pitch. Squaring for a bunt again, and he takes a strike. The pitch inside for strike 1. It's Walczyk. Turner at second, Hightower at first. Yecker looks in. A check on the runner. The 0-2. Swing and a miss, he struck him out. Strikeout number 2 for Yecker and a big, big first out here in the second inning.
Like you said, Nick, Yecker is not a strikeout pitcher as a rule of thumb, but I'll tell you, it couldn't have come at a better time for the Gulls when you got men on first and second for the Giants, but he's not out of the woods yet.
Jack Colley will be the batter here. Colley, at 149, is second on the team and runs batted in, has 8. Takes the first pitch right down the middle, a fastball for strike 1.
Historically, between these two teams, the Giants have always started out fast, but in the late innings find themselves trying to stop the bleeding, so to speak. The Gulls are a very strong finishing team here at Cardines Field.
As we saw last night against Team USA. The 0-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Gulls also fell behind Lowell here at Cardines Field on Friday night. Tried to struggle back into it, but came up short in that game as well. Actually, it was the same situation in the loss in Danbury on Thursday. The 0-2. Strike 3 called down the middle. Back-to-back strikeouts for Jared Yecker. And now, looks like he may be getting out of this jam all by himself. He'll have to deal first with Matt Reamer.
I'll tell you, Nick, Yecker threw some serious gas the third pitch to strike Walczyk out, and all 3 pitches to Colley were incredible fastballs.
Here comes Reamer, who's batting .250. 1 RBI, the pitch. On the outside corner for a strike. Right at the knees.
I believe that's 5 straight strikes he's thrown. He's in the groove right now.
So after a walking Turner, then the error, which has not affected him, he's come back to strike out Walczyk and Colley's ahead of Reamer. The 0-1. On the inside corner, an off-speed pitch, strike 2.
You guys, for someone who we just professed to be not a strikeout pitcher, he's sure throwing a lot of strikes. And if the Giants are to, not squander these base runners, they're going to have to swing the bat.
He's ready, the 0-2. Outside ball 1. Well, Reamer wasn't chasing there. Yecker maybe coming back with a fastball here. He may be trying to challenge Reamer. As the Giants still threaten here with 2 outs. Runners at first and second. The 1-2 pitch. Swing, a foul tip off his foot. Matt stays alive. Outfield playing a little bit deep for the Newport Gulls as the infield stays back. Looking in is Yecker. He's ready now from the set. The 1-2. Swing a hard hit ground ball up with it. The second baseman May throws to first in time, and the Newport Gulls get out of a jam here in the second. 1.5 in the books from Cardines Field. It's the Holyoke Giants nothing, the Newport Gulls nothing. On the NECBL Newport Gulls Broadcast Network. We go to the last of the second. Still no score here at Cardines Field. Nick Lima, Steve Owanski, Mike Lord, and Michaela Fleury here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. First pitch in from Dolan. Missing for ball 1. Gets away from the catcher, rolls halfway up the third base line. Drew Polk will be the batter here. Polk, second on the team in batting average at .387. No homers, 6 runs batted in, but did hit a towering 3-run shot against Team USA last night. Next pitch from the left-hander. Swing and a drive. Popped up left center field. This one's going out there. Back by the wall. It is caught. Out there by Justin Little in center field. Had his back to the fence. Reached up and made the catch for out number 1. Well, Polk gave that ball a ride out there. Farthest spot to the ballpark. To deep left center.
Yeah, nice play by Justin Little. As he was going back towards the fence, he had his right hand hanging out, feeling for the fence.
First pitch to Iannetta. Swung on and missed for strike one. Yeah, the crowd on here tonight, much larger than even last night's Team USA game, as the next pitch is sent in, swung on a miss, and Iannetta falls behind. 0-2. Matt came in at 242. No homers, 5 runs batted in. With the delivery, outside, ball one. He has a double in the season. Iannetta had just one homer last year for the Newport Gulls. He is the only returning goal in the lineup from 2006. Low 1-2 pitch. Swinging a little flare into center field. Going back, the center fielders out there again. Little makes the catch. Backpedaling into the shade in straightaway center for this inning's second out. So a couple of hard hit balls given up by Dolan here.
I'll tell you, Nick, that was a laser hit by Mike Iannetta because Justin Little initially started the run in, and then he realized the ball was going to carry a lot further, and he quickly got back and made the catch.
I'll bring Gabe Sade up. First pitch to him. In there for a strike. Sade, batting 194, has been struggling with the bat a little bit as of late. Trying to get back into a groove. The pitch, outside. 1-1 the count will even. Gabriel, there's a double and an RBI in the season. 2 outs here, base is empty. No score in the second. The 1-1 pitch. In there for a strike. He tried to check the swing, but it went around as well. So he's in the hole now, 1-2. As Dolan settling down here in the second. The pitch. Swing a ground ball bouncer by the mound. The shortstop fields. Bellows throws the first in time to get Sade by a step for the out that retires the side. 1-2-3 go the Gulls here in the second. 2 complete from Cardines Field. No score in the NECBL Broadcast Network. We go to the third here at Cardines Field. Justin Little will have his first knockout. Yeka swings the first pitch, hits a grounder right to May. Up with it, throws the first in time. Gets him by a step. So on one pitch, Little's retired. 4-3. We go to the top of the order again, and Mike Provencher. One quick out there for Yecker and the Gulls. Yecker has set down 4 straight. Here comes Provencher, who bounced out to second his last time. Yet, I've only seen 1 ball hit into the outfield so far by the Giants. Provencher stands from the right side of the plate. The pitch from the right-hander, Yecker, is up and in for ball 1. Next delivery, up and away. 2-0 the count here on Mike. Yecker started off the second by a walking turner, but then settled right down after the error by Iannetta. The pitch. In there for a strike, 2-1. Out infielders playing on the edge of the grass. The pitch. Swinging a little flare right field. This one will be dropping in for a hit. Playing on a bounce is Michael Berger. And that'll be the second hit of the ball game for the Giants as Provencher is on for the first time today with 1 out. The Giants have a runner on for Kevin Reno.
Nick, where Provencher hit that ball, it was vital that Berger get over there and cover it because it goes from 310 in right center field. Then there's like a triangle, it goes out to about 340, and if the ball gets in there, you're talking triple. Actually
saw an inside the park home run hit over there a couple years ago by former goal Scott Brown. First pitch into Reno is high and inside for ball 1. Yecker looks in. Jarrett gets the sign from Iannetta. From the stretch, the 1-0. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Here's the throw back to first. It is not in time. Diving back in is Provencher as the throw pulled Wiegand off the bag. So the count remains even. 1 ball, 1 strike. Kevin Reno. Yecker comes set. Coils back to first. Again, diving in is Provencher, who is 3 for 6 in stolen bases this season.
Yeah, Provencher taking a big risk. Mike Ionetta has shown the Giants he's got a gun for an arm behind the plate.
Pitch, swinging a foul back to the screen, shakes up a backstop camera position. He's gotten a beating the last few nights. Our director, Tom Lima, did a good job of securing it in the box prior to the game, though, so it's still okay. We're a little bit off center now, I don't know. Yecker comes to the set once again. The 1-2 pitch to Reno. Instead, another check on the runner at first, diving back in. A little bit closer this time is Provencher. The next pitch. Swing and a miss, he struck him out. Number 4 for Yecker already in this ball game, and he came into the game with 6 strikeouts, already has 4 in 2 2/3 innings. That'll bring Kyle Bellows, who was a strikeout victim his last time, fan looking in the first inning. Yecker dealing with him. The pitch. Swinging a ground ball bouncer. Rolling weakly to the third baseman. French up with it. Fires to first in time for the out that retires the side. The Giants get a hit. Stranded runner. 2.5 complete from Cardines Field. We go to the home half of the third next. Nothing to score in the NECBL Newport Gulls Broadcast Network. We go to the last of the third here at Cardines Field. Michael Berger, Jonathan White, and the top of the order, Matt Vance, due up for the Newport Gulls, here to face Tom Dolan. No score yet in this game. A little bit of a pitcher's duel going on now between Dolan and Yecker as Berger steps up. The pitch. Swing and miss, strike one. Looks like he fooled him on a curveball. Came inside. Berger comes into the game batting 174. 1 run batted in. A pitch. On the outside corner. Strike 2. And Michael quickly falls behind. Berger got off to a slow start. Has been picking things up with the bat a little bit lately. The 0-2 from Dolan. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Second strikeout for Tom. Now, Steve, the Gulls come into this game not with a lot of confidence, but certainly more than they had going into the Team USA game last night. I think they came so close to defeating that team.
I think whenever you can put the winning run in scoring position against in the bottom of the ninth against the best college players in the country, that should give any team confidence. And this Gulls team, after dropping those games at the end of last week, really needs that confidence now.
Jonathan White takes the first pitch in the outside corner for strike 1. A lefty-lefty matchup here with White, who's batting .219. 2 runs batted in, 2 doubles.
I think with the Gulls, the bats will always come around on this team. This is always a good power team that they assemble here in Newport. But I think the best story to come out of last night's game against Team USA is the bullpen and the relief corps turning in 7 innings of shutout baseball against a team full of home run hitters and fast guys and guys of averages nearing 400 in their college careers this season.
The 1-1 pitch misses outside, ball 2. Yeah, they were sensational last night. The Newport Gulls bullpen just shutting down Team USA. And it's a 2-1 pitch. Is on the outside corner. Count will even on Jonathan White.
And of course, Team USA gets the proverbial cream of the crop. And unfortunately for a lot of the NECBL teams, they lose players due to the draft.
Dolan's ready. He winds and deals. A 2-2. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Back-to-back Ks. And there's 2 outs here in the third for Newport. We cycle back around to the top of the order. Matt Vance, who walked his last time. One of only 2 base runners in this game so far for Newport, as Dolan has set down 7 straight. First pitch into Matt. On the outside corner for strike 1. He has a 12-game hitting streak on the line. and 13 games if you include Team USA's exhibition matchup last night. The 0-1. Swing a ground ball, bounces, stabbed by the third baseman on a hop. Throws to first in time. Inning over for the second inning in a row. 1-2-3, go the Gulls. We head to the fourth as we continue on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Back here now at Cardines Field, no score as we go to the fourth inning. It's been a pitcher's duel in this one between Tom Dolan and Jared Yecker. Here to rock you like a hurricane for the next 3 innings to play-by-play. Ladies and gentlemen, Mike Lord.
Thank you, Nick. I don't know if I'd be as effective as the Scorpions, the super group back in the hair days of the 80s. Leading off the top of the fourth inning, Craig Turner. Turner walked to lead off the second inning. He got as far as second base on the sacrifice bunt by Cody Hightower. That's as far as he went. Turner coming into tonight's game with a .281 average. Turner batting right-handed against the right-handed pitcher Yecker. Yecker gets the sign, the wind-up, the pitch, the fastball, a swing and a miss for strike one. Turner stands at 6'1", 205 pounds, plays his college ball at East Nazarene, resides in nearby Wentham, Mass. Yecker with the 0-1 pitch, another fastball misses high for ball one. The count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Yecker wasting no time. The 1-1 pitch, the curveball just missing outside. The count is 2 balls and 1 strike. And I think the fans here came to see a pitcher's duel and not disappointed. Neither team getting the guy to third base yet as the 2-1 pitch is swung on and missed for strike 2. And Nick, I'm very impressed with Yecker. Like you said, he's not known as a strikeout pitcher, but he is throwing gas out there.
Yeah, he's been outstanding so far.
The infield playing back for the Gulls. The 2-2 pitch. Low and outside and checking his swing and able to hold back is Turner. So the count is full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Cody Hightower in the on-deck circle as Yecker winds up. And here's the payoff pitch. The fastball is swung on and fouled back over our heads. The count remains at 3 balls and 2 strikes. We're here at historic Cardines Field. I'm Mike Lord with Nick Lima and Steve Iwanski. Glad you could join us. Yecker gets the sign. Another payoff pitch. The fastball is taken for a called strike 3. And Turner knew it as he's headed for the dugout. So that is strikeout, I believe, number 6, Nick.
That's correct. Number 5, actually.
Okay, number 5. And caught looking. 1 out here in the top of the fourth inning. That'll bring up the third baseman, number 17, Cody Hightower. Hightower had a sacrifice bunt back in the second inning. The first pitch, a fastball misses high for ball 1. Historic Cardines Field, the fence 28 feet high all around. I'll go over the dimensions after this next pitch. The 1-0 pitch, the fastball is swung on and missed for strike 1. It's about 330 down the left field line, and it goes out to 387 towards center field, 310 the right center, which slopes out to 347 in the triangle. As the 1-2 pitch is swung on and fouled back to the screen, the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. We got some trees behind the right center field fence, some houses in the playground behind the left field fence, and a concrete building which runs parallel to the right field line. Very dangerous for a right fielder. The 1-2 pitch just misses as the catcher, Ionetta, tried to frame a called strike 3, but nonetheless the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Covered in rusty metal and lead paint, the warehouse sits ominously in foul territory.
Yecker shakes off the first sign, gets when he likes. The 2-2 pitch, the off-speed pitch catches the outside corner for a called strike 3. Now it's strikeout number 6. And both strikeouts, the giant hitter was caught looking. So with 2 outs here in the top of the fourth inning, that'll bring up the first baseman, number 24, Mike Walsick. As the left side, the home plate to third base covered in shadow, the rest of the field is in sunlight as the sun shining from third to right field. Walsick batting right-handed, swings at the first pitch and hits it a mile in the air. Going back is the catcher, Ionetta, and he runs out of real estate as the ball bounces on the roof for strike 1.
Of the 6 strikeouts, 4 of them looking as Yecker has matched his season high here in this ball game in the 4th inning.
It's actually all the strikeouts he's had this entire season in this one game.
The 0-1 pitch, the off-speed pitch catches the outside corner for a called strike. So Yecker quickly ahead of Walsick in the count. No balls and 2 strikes. The Gulls outfield playing deep for Walsick, as is the infield. The 0-2 pitch, the fastball misses as Yecker tried to get Walsick to chase something outside the strike zone to no avail. So the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Beautiful evening for baseball. The 1-2 pitch, the curveball misses to even up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. The Gulls infield playing on the edge of the outfield grass with 2 outs. It's highly unlikely Walsick will bunt. As the 2-2 pitch is taken for called strike 3. So Yecker strikes out the side here in the top of the 4th inning, and we're midway through 4 innings here at historic Hardings Field, and the game remains scoreless between the Giants and the Gulls. You're listening to this game on the Team Line Sports Network and the Newport Gulls Broadcast Network. Welcome back to historic Hardings Field in Newport, Rhode Island. I'm Mike Lood with Steve Iwanski. As the Gulls come to bat in the top of the 4th inning against Tom Dolan, they will send up the 2, 3, 4 hitters. And guys, I think the story of the game so far is Jared Yecker. He has got the Giants totally baffled so far.
It's almost like he's having a career game, at least here in the NECBL, with now more strikeouts than he's had this entire season in this one game.
And Steve, the last 3 strikeouts were all looking on strike 3. The Giant hitters are just caught off balance. So if the Giants want to come out of here with the win, Tom Dolan is going to have to be equally sharp. And he will face Brandon May, who walked back in the 1st inning. The fastball misses low and inside. It caroms off the mid of Jack Carley and goes to the backstop. The count is 1 ball and no strikes.
And I like what Yecker's doing. He's really forcing the Giants to swing the bat a lot, which they really haven't done yet, and they're going to have to, if they're going to have to deal with this kind of large strike zone that home plate umpire Roger Saraiva is giving the starting pitchers tonight.
As the 2nd pitch goes in the same spot off the plate into the backstop, so the count is, the scoreboard says 1-1, so I guess the umpire must have ruled that May swung at one of the pitches. Here's the 1-1 pitch, swung on, drive down the right field line, foul as it hits the roof of the concrete
warehouse.
Building with the warehouse with the lead paint. So, which tells me, Nick, that the building hasn't been painted in about 35 years because lead was outlawed back in the early 70s.
I'm sure there's a few layers on it
So
still up there.
little history lesson. The count is 1 ball and 2 strikes to Brandon May, who comes into the game with a .313 average, second to Matt Vance on the Gulls. Dolan gets the sign from Carley. The 1-2 pitch is swung back and coming our way. Thank goodness there's a fence there.
And May lost his bat.
I'll tell you, the last thing I need is to get hit in the mouth with a foul ball, because if that happened, I'd have to eat cream of wheat instead of Captain Crunch for breakfast. The count is 1 ball and 2 strikes still to Brandon May. Brad French in the on-deck circle for the Gulls as the umpire sweeps off home plate. The Giant infield playing back, and guys, I've noticed so far both infields have played back as if they're not expecting any bunts. So going to the dugout to get a new piece of lumber is Brandon May, who plays his college ball at the University of Alabama and resides in Roswell, Georgia. Dolan gets the sign from Carley. The southpaw fires the 1-2 pitch, swung on, fouled down the right field line, and again.
Hits off the same spot.
Yes. So talk about lightning
that?
Striking twice, or should I, in this case, a baseball striking twice. So the count remains at 1 ball and 2 strikes to Brandon May. The right-handed batter steps back in the box. The outfield playing very deep, respecting May's power. The 1-2 pitch swung on, driven down the right field line. Just foul off the side of the warehouse. Big break for the Giants, guys, because the right fielder, Mike Provench, was playing over towards deep right center. So the count remains at 1 ball and 2 strikes here at Hardings Field. I'm Mike Lord with Nick Lima and Steve Iwanski. Scoreless ball game here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Nobody out for the Gulls. And May steps back in. May, 6 foot, 190 pounds, awaits the 1-2 pitch from Dolan. And here it comes. 1-2 pitch is swung on and pop foul out of play. So this is quite a long at bat here for Brandon May. Brad French in the on-deck circle. Stepping back in the box is May. Dolan gets the sign from Carly. The infield playing back. The 1-2 pitch misses low for ball 2. Jack Carly making a nice play to stop it from going back.
The looking upwards gate volunteers are circling through the stands with their 50-50 raffle tickets. I might buy a couple.
That's a lie.
Yeah, it is. I don't have any money.
It's the 2-2 pitch. Just misses for ball 3. Well, I could spot your buck, Nick.
Well, we're all volunteers in the NACBL Broadcast Network.
Hey, we're all pals here. The count is 3-2 now to Brandon May. And this is the final game of a 6-game road trip for the Holyoke Giants. 4-1 so far. It would probably qualify him for a spot on the next filming of the Road Warriors as the payoff pitch is swung on to miss, strike 3.
And guys, Brandon May, on all those pitches that he fouled off over to the right there, you could tell he was late as he fouled them all off toward the warehouse opposite field. So I think he was late on that fastball as well to strike out. So Dolan cruising here.
You know, Steve, it was like May was expecting Dolan to throw him an off-speed pitch, and like you said, he was late on all 3 pitches. So with 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th inning, that'll bring up the third baseman, number 16, Brad French, who hit into a double play back in the 1st inning. And he takes the first pitch on the outside corner for strike 1. The Gulls wearing their home uniforms, black shoes, white shirts, white pants with a black stripe on the side outlined in orange, with the word Gulls in blue outlined in orange. The 0-1 pitch is swung on and followed back to the screen. The count is no balls and 2 strikes. The Giants wearing their road uniforms, gray pants, red shirts, white numbers, white letters, and red caps. And the Gulls have blue caps, or should I say black caps with blue with a blue brim. Dolan shakes off the first sign, gets a sign he likes, the windup, the 0-2 pitch, swung on, drive to the gap in left field, going over is Little and Reno, and Little makes the catch on the warning track in deep left center field. And guys, that's the hardest hit ball so far off of Tom Dolan.
And the third ball hit hard to center field here tonight. And one of these days, one of these gold batters is just going to take him out. He keeps throwing him balls that hit like that.
Of course, the tough thing here at Cardines Field, the Cyclone fence here is a lot like the fence at most maximum security prisons, very high.
28 feet all the way around.
And swinging at the first pitch is Ryan Weingart. He pops it up to shortstop, and Bellows makes the catch a few feet in the outfield grass for out number 3. So that's 10 batters in the row retired by Tom Dolan. That's the second consecutive 1-2-3 inning, and we've completed 4 innings here at historic Cardines Field in Newport, Rhode Island, and the score remains scoreless between the Giants and the Gulls. You're listening to this game on the Team Line Sports Network and the Newport Gulls Television Network. We'll be back in a moment. Welcome back to historic Cardines Field. I'm Mike Lord as we lead off the top of the 5th inning. Jack Carly hits a bunt, and Yecker unable to get the handle on the ball, so Carly is on at first base with a bunt single. And the Giants have to find some kind of offense because Yecker has 7 strikeouts, 5 of them guys caught looking. So that will bring up Matt Reamer, who grounded out to end the 2nd inning. Reamer coming into tonight's game batting .250. Carly on first base being held on by Weigand. The first pitch is swung on and fouled back off the screen for strike 1. So the Giants finally get a leadoff man aboard.
Iannetta was able to get the carom of the bunt pop up back off the top of the net. Too bad it's not like extreme baseball. You can play the caroms.
Or the Metrodome.
The 0-1 pitch squaring the bunt and bunting it foul, and the ball rolls back to the screen to make the count, no balls and 2 strikes to Rima, who plays his college ball at St. Joe's in Indiana, resides in Downers Grove, Illinois. He's down in the count quickly, looking over to third base, getting signals from the coach, Jason Falcon. And the Gulls infield playing in at double play depth as the Giants have a runner on first with nobody out here in the top of the 5th inning. The 0-2 pitch, the fastball just misses outside as Yecker tried to get Rima to chase something outside the strike zone to no avail. Justin Little in the on-deck circle for the Giants. Ryan Wigand holding Carly on at first base. Checking the runner is Yecker. The runner goes, the pitch is taken inside, and it gets by the catcher, Ryan Etter. It looked like it got a piece of his mitt. It might be ruled a pass ball. And, okay, it's been ruled a stolen base. So the Giants have a runner in scoring position with nobody out. And the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes to Matt Reamer. I'm Mike Lord with Nick Leamer and Steve Iwanski. Glad you can join us from historic Cardines Field. Checking the runner back at second is Yecker. The pitch is swung on. A 2-hopper to the shortstop, Sadie. Fires over to first for the out, but taking third base on the ground out is Carly. So that, Nick, that was as good of a sacrifice bunt. And with 1 out here in the top of the 5th inning, that'll bring up the center fielder, number 11, Justin Little.
Carly now 3 for 3 on stolen bases this season, and that steal of second was huge, as now the go-ahead run is 90 feet away.
The way Yecker's pitching, the Giants need to find a way to manufacture runs. Little takes the first pitch up and away for ball 1. Little coming into tonight's game batting .205. At Mesa State, he was the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference Academic Player of the Year, a 3.89 grade point average. He's a biology major. The 1-0 pitch is taken at the knees for a called strike. The count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike.
And guys, as I said last inning, the Giants really needed to take the bats off their shoulders and start swinging them. And as we've seen in this inning, that's what they've been doing with the single and then the ground out.
Yecker with the 1-1 pitch tailing away for ball 2, so the count is 2 balls and 1 strike to Justin Little, who plays his college ball at Mesa State, resides in Westminster, Colorado. Giants have their biggest threat of the game, a runner on third, Jack Carly, 1 out here, so a sacrifice fly should bring in the first run of the game. But Jared Yecker has different ideas as he fires a fastball, and Little swings and misses for strike 2. The count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
An ugly swing there from Little, who was fooled as that fastball came up and away on him.
Yecker gets the sign from Ionetter. The windup, the 2-2 pitch, the fastball misses high and away, the same pitch as last time, but this time Little did not chase it. So the count is 3 balls and 2 strikes, and that's about the 3rd or 4th time, guys, that Yecker has gone the full count to a Giant batter.
Well, guys, I think all the Giants batters will agree with me and with the adage when they say that if you're going to strike out, you better strike out swinging and not looking like they did last inning. And Justin Little just proved me right.
And that was the same pitch as the previous 2 pitches, so Yecker swung at ball 4. And we got 2 outs here in the top of the 5th inning. That will bring up the right fielder, number 28, Mike Provencher. Provencher is 1 for 2. He grounded to second back in the 1st inning and singled to center back in the 3rd inning. 2 outs, runner on third for the Giants. No score here. Provencher takes the first pitch, low and away for ball 1.
8 strikeouts for Jared Yecker.
I'll tell you, I wish I had bought stock in K signs if I knew Yecker was going to pitch that good. Here's the 1-0 pitch, swung on, line to third base, but Brad French, positioned perfectly, makes the catch for out number 3. So the biggest threat for the Giants is snuffed out here in the top of the 5th inning as they get no runs on 1 hit and they leave a runner. We're midway through 5 here at historic Cardines Field, and the score remains the Giants nothing, the Gulls nothing. You're listening to this game on the Newport Gulls Television Network and the Team Line Sports Network. We'll be back in a moment. Welcome back to historic Hardings Field. I'm Mike Lord with Nick Lima and Steve Iwaski as we're enjoying life in the fast lane here. The Newport Gulls will come to bat in the bottom of the 5th inning against Tom Dolan, who has retired the last 10 Gulls he has faced. The 5, 6, 7 hitters will come up this inning to face Dolan. And leading off for the Gulls, Drew Polk, who flew out deep to center field last time. He swings and misses at the off-speed pitch from Tom Dolan for strike 1. Drew Polk from the University of North Carolina, who was in the finals of the College World Series. The 0-1 pitch, checking his swing. Did he go around? The appeal to the first base umpire, and the first base umpire says yes, so the count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes to Polk. Polk resides in Morehead City, North Carolina, coming into tonight's game batting .387. Dolan with the 0-2 pitch, low in the dirt for ball 1. Scoreless tie here in the bottom of the 5th inning between 2 outstanding pitchers. Tom Dolan for the Giants, Jared Yecker for the Gulls. The 0-2 pitch, it was about a 59-foot curveball, which is in the dirt for ball 2. The count is 2 balls and 2 strikes to Drew Polk. Polk looking over at third base, getting signals. Now gets back in the batter's box. Polk, tall, lanky right-handed batter, takes the 2-2 pitch high, so now the count is full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Dolan gets a sign from Carly. The windup, the payoff pitch, just low in the dirt for ball 4, so Drew Polk walks. And for the second time tonight, the Gulls got the leadoff hitter on first base, and that will bring up the catcher, number 6, Mike Iannetta. Iannetta flew out the center field back in the 2nd inning. Iannetta from Georgetown University. And he squares the bunt and bunts it foul back to the screen in our direction.
Yeah, we haven't seen very effective bunting from the Newport Gulls the last few games.
Well, the Giants didn't bunt very effectively either in those attempts.
Mike Walczyk, the first baseman, running out to have a quick word with Tom Dolan as Walczyk is holding the runner Drew Polk on at first base. Cody Hightower playing on the edge of the infield grass at third base. Walczyk holding the runner on at first base. Checking the runner is Dolan and firing the pitch and taking low for ball 1. The count is even at 1-1 as Iannetta did not attempt the bunt this time. Iannetta resides in Providence, Rhode Island, nearby here, and goes to school at Georgetown. Polk taking about a 2-step lead, being held on by Walczyk. Checking the runner is Dolan. The windup and squaring the bunt is Iannetta, and it's bunted foul at the plate for strike 2. And charging in was the third baseman, Cody Hightower.
And just 3 walks so far from Dolan. And can I tell you a secret? No hits so far here in the 5th inning.
Don't tell Dolan that, you might jinx him. Dolan gets the sign from Carly. The 1-2 pitch, a pitch out, is taken high as the runner, Polk, bluffs the steal, so the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. As most of the infield now is covered in shadow. Stepping back in the box is Iannetta. Taking about a 2-step lead is Polk. Carly has a very strong arm behind the plate. The 2-2 pitch is taken low in the dirt, ball 3. So Tom Dolan got ahead of the first 2 hitters. He walked Polk, and now he's behind in the count, 3 balls and 2 strikes to Iannetta. Gabriel Sadie in the on-deck circle for the Gulls. The runner goes, the pitch is swung on and popped foul out of play over our head, so the count remains at 3 balls and 2 strikes. So the Gulls, so far on the season, 27 out of 34 in stolen bases, trying to get their running game going. Retrieving to first base is Polk, and back in the batter's box is Iannetta. Polk taking about a 3-step lead now, being held on by Walczyk. The infield playing back, and thrown over to first base is Dolan, and getting back standing is Drew Polk. Ionetta comes into tonight's game batting .242. Stands at 6 feet even, 195 pounds. Dolan checking the runner. And throws over to first base, and Walzik has to jump up for that ball. That could have been dangerous for the Giants, as Mike Walzik made a nice play there. Otherwise, Polk would have easily ended up at second base. 3 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Runner on first for the Gulls. The runner goes. The pitch is swung on and fouled back, so the count remains at 3 balls and 2 strikes.
And Drew Polk is 2 for 3 in stolen bases this season.
So like the Giants, the Gulls are trying to manufacture a run here. And the way these 2 pitches are going, 1 run may be all that's needed for either team. Stepping back in the box is Ionetta as the Giant infield playing back except for Walzik. He's holding the runner on at first base. And lobbing the ball over to first base is Dolan, and Polk getting back, standing up.
Guys, with Polk on first base, Dolan has slowed this game down to a standstill.
Well, the concession stands like that as the 3-2 pitch is swung on and again fouled back. And it's fouled back towards the fire station, which is located behind us here at historic Cardines Field. Beautiful night here for baseball. The flag down the right field foul line has virtually died out now. Dolan firing about his 5th payoff pitch here, checking the runner first. The curveball is swung on and missed, strike 3, so Dolan finally gets Ionetta out. And Ionetta goes down on strike, swinging 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. That will bring up the shortstop, number 3, Gabriel Sadie.
5 strikeouts for Dolan.
Sadie grounded out to the shortstop to end the 2nd inning. And Sadie out of Duke University, like a former Gull, Javier Socorro. The first pitch taken at the knees for a called strike, 0-1. I'll tell you guys what a career Socorro had here with the Gulls.
Absolutely. I remember Javi very well several years back. So the 03-04 teams, I think.
Yes. Lob over the first base, and getting back safely is Polk. And another nice play by Mike Walzik as the throw almost got away from him. Hightower playing on the edge of the infield grass. The pitch, the fastball is taken inside for a ball. The count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Of course, Duke University known for its basketball under coach Mike Krzyzewski. Sadi, the 5'10", 185-pound right-handed batter, awaits the 1-1 pitch. It looked like a pitch out, but Sadie kind of reached out and got a piece of it for strike 2. So the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Nice crowd here at historic Cardines Field. Guys, one of the better baseball atmospheres you're going to come across in any level of baseball.
Absolutely. It's like a mini Fenway Park. The fans is right up against the infield.
Polk on first base being held on by Walzik as Dolan, the left-handed pitcher, steps off the mound and lobs over to Walzik. And I think Dolan is well aware of the 3 for 3 in stolen bases by Polk. The 1-2 pitch misses outside for ball 2. So I think Polk has got Tom Dolan off a little bit off his rhythm here so far, and that's what the Gulls would like to see.
They're certainly making him throw a lot of pitches, a lot of foul balls we're seeing here, and the Gulls are not very anxious to get this inning over with.
The 2-2 pitch is swung on and popped foul down the first base side, so the count remains at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Did either of you guys bring any spare baseballs to this game? Because we might need them by the end.
I did not, but I should have bought a jacket as the cool breeze is picking up here at Cardines Field.
Head over to the souvenir stand. They've got just about everything imaginable on sale down there now. Every piece of merchandise they can put Newport Gulls on, they put it on it.
The 2-2 pitch is taken high for ball 3, so the count is 3 balls and 2 strikes. And guys, it seems like Dolan's a little distracted by the fact that Polk is on first base because he's been way off the mark on a few of his pitches.
And that's an understatement.
The pace of this game has dribbled to a standstill here.
Polk taking about a 2-step lead, still being held on by Walzik. The runner goes, the pitch is swung on strike 3 to throw to second, and it bounces off the glove of Matt Reamer as he attempted a sweep tag. So it's going to be a strikeout and a stolen base for Drew Polk. So that's the second strikeout of the inning for Tom Dolan. With 2 outs, that'll bring up the center fielder, number 4, Mike Berger. But more importantly for the Gulls, they have a runner in scoring position here with 2 outs. So Polk led off the bottom of the 3rd inning with a strikeout, trying to knock Drew Polk home for the first run of the game for either team. Scoreless tie here, 2 outs, bottom of the 5th inning. An old-fashioned pitchers duel between 2 great defensive and pitching teams. The infield playing back with 2 outs. The first pitch just misses outside to Berger, so the count is 1 ball and no strikes. Berger from the left coast plays his college baseball for the Washington Huskies, resides in Seattle, Washington, one of the rainy capitals here in the United States. Checking the runner is Dolan as the 1-0 pitch misses low for ball 2. And I found out that Seattle was the 2nd rainiest city in the United States behind Mobile, Alabama. So a little history lesson for you here, folks. Dolan behind in the count, 2 balls and no strikes. Polk taking about a 5-foot lead off of second base. The 2-0 pitch just catches the outside corner for a called strike. So the count is 2 balls and 1 strike to Mike Berger, who comes into tonight's game batting 174. The infield playing back except for Hightower. He's even with the bag at 3rd. Checking the runner is Dolan. The 2-1 pitch, the curveball is swung on and fouled out of play to even up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns about this broadcast, you can email me at mj040862@hotmail.com. Again, M as in Mike, J as in Joe, 040862@hotmail.com. The count is 2 balls and 2 strikes. Dolan shakes off the first sign. Now he gets one he likes. The 2-2 pitch is swung on and fouled back to the screen. The count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th inning. I'm Mike Lord with Nick Lima and Steve Iwanski.
Yeah, look out, Bill Smythe, our dugout cameraman on that last foul ball. Almost came in his way.
And Steve, like you said, it's a slow inning. I think you need an hourglass to time this inning instead of a stopwatch.
Bill up there in that dugout's a rookie camera guy, too. He's not the Tim Wines or the Ryan Betancourts, our experienced camera guy, so he's going to be careful up there.
Dolan with the 2-2 pitch and kind of a defensive swing taken by Berger. He gets a piece of it and fouls it back, so the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs here. Bottom of the 5th inning, no score. Historic Cardines Field, as most of the field now is covered in shadow except for the right side of the field. Dolan shakes off the first sign, shakes off the second sign, now gets a sign he likes, checks the runner at second base. Again, he checks the runner. The windup, the 2-2 pitch swung on, driven to right field and out of play as the first baseman Mike Walzik gives chase. And looking ahead to the top of the 6th inning, the Giants will send up the 2, 3, 4 hitters against Jared Yecker. It's going to be interesting to see if he's rusty from such a long half inning here by the Giants. As Dolan again checks out the runner at second, the 2-2 pitch is swung on, driven to right field. Base hit as it drops in front of Provencher, being waved around to throw to home plate, and he is out! As the third base coach sent Polk around, Mike Provencher picked up the ball and fired a one-hopper to the catcher, Jack Carley, who did a great job in covering home plate, and he nailed Drew Polk. So the best scoring chance of the game by either team goes by the boards. So that'll do it for the Gulls here in the bottom of the 5th inning. They get no runs on 1 hit and 1 left. We've completed 5 innings here at historic Cardines Field, and the score remains The Giants nothing, the Gulls nothing. You're listening to this game on the Team Line Sports Network and the Newport Gulls television network. We'll be back in a moment. Welcome back to historic Hardings Field. I'm Mike Lord with Steve Iwanski as the Giants come to bat in the top of the 6th inning against Jared Yecker. They will send the 2-3-4 hitters. Kevin Reno leading off. Reno was 1 for 2, a double in the first and struck out in the third. The first pitch is taken high for ball 1. So it's going to be interesting to see how Yecker comes out. He had quite a break there as the Giants dragged out the the Gulls dragged out the bottom of the 5th inning. The second pitch is taken off the glove of Ionetta and deflects to the backstop for ball 2. Now, I'll tell you what a pitch is duel, but both teams have had their scoring chances in a game that has had more twists and turns than the Stephen King novel. The count is 2 balls and no strikes to Kevin Reno, who comes into the game batting .262. The Southbridge Mass product takes the 2-0 pitch for ball 3. So the count is 3-0. And guys, Jared Yecker seems a little out of kilter here. The 3-0 pitch is taken for a called strike at the knees. The count is 3 balls and 1 strike to Reno, who plays at Franklin Pierce, a Division II powerhouse. The 3-1 pitch is taken for a called strike as checking his swinger is Reno, even though he didn't go around. The pitch was in the strike zone. The payoff pitch swung on and missing, but not being able to hold on is the catcher, Mike Ionetta. The lights come on here at historic Hardings Field. The count is full now, 3 balls and 2 strikes to Kevin Reno. Reno having an outstanding season at Franklin Pierce, as he takes the 3-2 pitch, and the umpire says he went around. It looked like he tried to avoid the pitch, but the barrel of the bat did break the plane of the plate, so the first base umpire rings him up for strike 3, and that is strikeout number 9, I believe, Nick.
That is correct. 9 strikeouts for Jared Yecker.
And 6 of those 9 strikeouts caught looking. So that'll bring up Kyle Bellows, the shortstop, who is 0 for 2. He struck out looking then the first inning, and he grounded the third back in the 3rd inning. The infield playing back, the outfield playing deep for Bellows. The 1-0 pitch is taken low and away for ball 1. The count is even at 1-1. Bellows leads the Giants with the .360 average, was flirting with .400 for a while, but has hit a mild slump as the 2-0 pitch misses high for ball 3. The count is 3 balls and no strikes. The right-handed pitcher Yecker fires the 3-0 pitch and taken for a called strike, as Yecker has only issued 1 walk here so far, so the Giants aren't looking for any gifts. The 3-1 pitch, a big swing and a miss by Bellows as Yecker blows the high inside fastball by him. Here's the payoff pitch by Yecker, the fastball, a swing and a miss, strike 3. Strikeout number 10 for Jared Yecker. And guys, I don't think any fans bought enough K signs here tonight for Jared Yecker the way he's throwing.
I don't think so either. I don't know if many of them know the game that he's having or if they're aware, because their tepid applause shows that I don't know if they've noticed that he's struck out 10 batters so far. And the Giants hopefully will wake up to that.
And that will bring up the DH number 27, Craig Turner, who takes the first pitch for ball 1. And a few of his pitches have probably been up around 90 as the 1-0 pitch misses up and in for ball 2. I don't think anybody knew he could throw this kind of heat. And if everybody knew, I think he'd be required to have a fire permit in order to pitch here. There's the 2-0 pitch. Is swung on and fouled back for strike 1. The count is 2 balls and 1 strike.
Yeah, especially given how old this ballpark is, definitely need some sort of fire permit. A very 100-year-old grandstand.
There's a fire station across the street here from us, so I'm sure they're ready with the hoses. The problem is where we're sitting, we'd get soaking wet too if they had the hose down the stadium.
Oh no, the equipment.
Of course, Nick, I hope you bought an umbrella in case that happens.
I have one down in the control room.
Okay.
I have a snorkel in my pocket.
The 2-1 pitch. The curveball is swung on, and a ground ball to the right side for a base hit as Turner stops at first base. So the Giants get a 2-out single, and that is only the second hit off of Jared Yecker, and the Gulls only have one hit themselves. So the outstanding game between the two pitchers. Fourth hit, I was just told, okay, by the official scorer. Good job.
Now, only the second hit, though, since the third inning, and that was more of a bleeder than a blooper.
The first pitch to Hightower, and he has to get out of the way of the high fastball. A little chin music there. Hightower had a sacrifice bunt in the second inning as the catcher, Ionetta, comes out to have a word with Yecker, and Coach Jason Falcon coming down the home plate to have a word with Hightower. Runner on first base for the Giants. 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning. No score. As the clock just strikes 8 o'clock here at Cardines Field, 8 o'clock Eastern time.
Yes.
And guys, it's been a very well-played game, too. The fielding's been excellent. The pitching has been outstanding.
Fast pace as well.
The only thing lacking is the offense.
As the catcher and the pitching coach for the Gulls retreat, getting back on the mound is Yecker, and taking about a 4-step lead is Turner. Giants are probably going to try to be a little aggressive here on the base paths with 2 outs. The 1-0 pitch is inside, but it's called strike, so the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike to Hightower, who comes into tonight's game batting .222. Hightower slumping most of the season, batting in the low hundreds, has really picked it up here. The first baseman, Weekend, holding the runner on at first base. The runner goes, and the throw to second base, way off the mark. Turner easily in with the stolen base. As Mike Ionetta knew that Turner got a good jump, and it seemed like he released the ball a little earlier than he wanted, as the shortstop, Brandon May, made a nice play to prevent it from going in the outfield. So the Giants have a runner in scoring position here with 2 outs. The infield playing back now for the Gulls with 2 outs.
That's Turner's first stolen base of the season.
The 1-2 pitch, the high fastball is taken for ball 2, so he is thrown high and inside on Cody Hightower. And I expect to see an outside pitch here from Yecker. The count is 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, top of the 6th inning, no score. Runner on second for the Giants. As the 2-2 pitch is swung on and popped up near first base, Wyan Weekend calls for it and makes the catch near the edge of the outfield grass for out number 3. So that'll do it for the Giants in the top of the 6th inning. No runs on 1 hit and 1 left on. We're midway through the 6th inning here at historic Cardines Field, and the score remains the Giants nothing, the Gulls nothing. You're listening to this game on the Team Line Sports Network and the Newport Gulls TV network. We'll be back in a moment.
Want to see more of your new...
Welcome back to historic Cardines Field in Newport, Rhode Island. I'm Mike Lode with Steve Iwanski as the Gulls come to bat in the bottom of the 6th inning. Jonathan White will lead it off against Tom Dolan, and he takes the first pitch lone inside for ball 1. White struck out swinging back in the 3rd inning. The left-handed batter comes into tonight's game batting .219 for the Gulls. The 1-0 pitch misses for a 2-0 count as the 3rd baseman, Cody Hightower, was charging it on the play, expecting a possible bunt from the speedy Jonathan White. White plays his college ball at Vanderbilt in the Music City. The 2-0 pitch is swung on and lined the right field for a base hit. And galloping the first base and taking a wide turn is Jonathan White, as Mike Provencher gets the throw in quickly. So the Gulls get a leadoff hitter on first base here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And that will bring up the DH, number 5, Matt Vance. Vance is officially 1 for 2. He had a walk to lead off the bottom of the first inning, and he grounded out in the third inning as Coach Jason Falcon and catcher Jack Cowley come out to the mound to have a quick word with Tom Dolan. Talking some strategy, looking at the stats here. I want to see if Jonathan White has any stolen bases, and
he's one for one.
Pretty speedy runner, as when he got down the first base line, he had to be one step ahead of his shadow. So the umpire goes out to the mound to break up the conference, and that will bring up number 5, Matt Vance. Vance plays his college ball at Harvard University and resides on the left coast in Solana Beach, California. White taking about a 3-step lead, being held on by Mike Walczyk. Checking the runner is Dolan, squaring the bunt, and bunting get fouled down the first base line is Matt Vance. And Steve, as you've mentioned before, the Gulls not having much success bunting. I think all of their bunts have been pop-ups to this point.
That's right. I think if the Gulls are going to work on anything this week during practice, it should be bunting.
Not many divots here at Cardines Field with the popped-up bunts. The 0-1 pitch, again the bunt attempt is fouled back as the runner started going, as Jonathan White started to go. So now the count is no balls and 2 strikes to Matt Vance.
Guys, I wonder if the move to wooden bats has anything to do with the troubles that these college players have bunting. Of course, in the college season, used to using the aluminum bat. And we've heard a lot about how that affects guys at the beginning of the season, slumping maybe a little bit with the wooden bat. So that might have something to do with it, because these guys certainly know how to bunt.
The 0-2 pitch, the fastball swung on to miss for strike 3. Big strikeout for Tom Dolan. So 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. That will bring up the second baseman, number 7, Brandon May. And Steve, that's a good point. Of course, the wooden bats are much heavier, and the pitcher definitely has the upper hand in the first part of the season. So Brandon May out of the University of Alabama in Tuscaloosa, where the legendary Bear Bryant coached many years. Alabama known for their football. And May resides in Roswell, Georgia, as White taking a big lead off of first base, being held on by Walczyk. The windup, the runner goes, the pitch is swung on, missed the throw to second base, and he is out. Nice throw by Jack Cowley, as that is the 6th consecutive would-be base stealer he has thrown out. And guys, I think he's caught more people stealing than the department store detective. He has been just outstanding so far. So Jonathan White is erased, and now there are 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. May coming into the game batting .313, takes the 0-1 pitch low for ball 1. The count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. It took a perfect throw to get White, and that's what Cowley did, as the 1-1 pitch misses low and inside for ball 2.
As far as the battle of the catchers goes, I think defensively Cowley has taken it so far.
Both catchers have very strong arms here. Is Dolan more relaxed now that the bases are clear? The 2-1 pitch just catches the inside corner for a called strike. The count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
They're trying to get the wave going here at Cardines Field.
Well, in a scoreless game, that's the least these fans can do. And I mean it.
The 2-2 pitch is swung on and fouled off to the right side. Is taking a defensive swing is Brandon May. The Giants have the day off tomorrow before finally going home after this long 6-game road trip. They will host the Manchester Silkworms on Wednesday, and then they're back on the road for the next 2 games against the Torrington Twisters and the Sanford Mainers. The 2-2 pitch is taken for a called strike 3, so May goes down on strikes, and that'll do it for the Gulls in the bottom of the 6th inning. They get no runs on 1 hit and nobody left on. We've completed 6 innings in the Goose Egg Classic, and the score remains 0-0 between the Giants and the Gulls. You're listening to this game on the Team Line Sports Network and the Newport Gull TV network. We'll be back in a moment. Welcome back to historic Hardings Field. I'm Mike Lord. The Holyoke Giants come to bat in the top of the 7th inning against Jared Yecker in a scoreless tie. And to take you through the 7th inning, the deep voice of the Newport Gulls, Steve Iwanski.
Well, thanks very much, Mike. And we have a new pitcher on the mound for the Newport Gulls, and it's Jared Kuhn. What can you tell us about him, Nick? Well, as Nick checks the stats, we know that Jared Kuhn is making his first appearance of the season for the Gulls, coming in relief of Yecker, who obviously, as we've been saying all game long, put in 6 outstanding innings of starting pitching for the Gulls. First pitch is high, and apparently it hit him, brushed his shoulder. That's Walzak going down to first base. So first pitch that Kuhn throws brushes the shoulder of Mike Walzak, and he'll go down to first base, free pass.
You know, Steve, as great as Yecker has been, he's had shown some signs of wildness here as the ball hits Walzak, and it looks like a pinch runner coming in for Walzak.
That's right. We'll get the word on him in just a moment.
Pinch running for the Holyoke Giants, number 6, Tommy Lee from Winthrop University.
Tommy Lee pinch running for Mike Walzak. So Lee will probably play the outfield, and somebody else will more than likely be moved to first base.
Yeah, Kuhn, a right-hander out of Mississippi State, hometown of Sadoleo, Mississippi, making his first appearance here in a Gulls uniform.
Tommy Lee in at first base for Holyoke. 2 stolen bases in 2 attempts on the season. First pitch is a breaking ball, also very high and inside.
I think the Giants are thrilled that Jared Yecker has headed for the showers. I don't think they want to see him anymore.
So standing at the plate now is the catcher, Jack Cowley. 1 for 2 on the game. That one is high and inside again. That ball is really slipping out of Jared Kuhn's hand. And in that case, we'll have a conference with his catcher, Matt Iannetta.
And I'll tell you, Steve, with nobody out and a runner on first base in a scoreless tie, the last thing Coach Coombs wants to see is wild pitching.
That's for sure, and that's the only place we've seen Kuhn's pitches so far. 3 pitches. The first one hit Walzak, the second 2 for balls high and inside, and that last one nearly took off Jack Cowley's head.
And now Scott Virgilak out for a visit on the mound.
Cowley, of course, struck out in the second, singled in the 5th, got all the way to third on a fielder's choice, but it was erased there when Provencher lined out. That was in the 5th. So he comes in now with a runner at first. That runner is Tommy Lee, replacing Walzak. 2-0 the count. Pitch, bunted, foul, and high. Another misplaced bunt in the game tonight. These batters looking for anything to move those runners across. You're going to have to piece together whatever run we get here tonight, and there hasn't been any yet. Still scoreless in the 7th. Kuhn gets a sign, the pitch, squaring for bunt again, but it's high and inside again. So 3-1 the count. Kuhn in trouble a little bit here early. I say that because though there's only 1 runner on, and it's still early in the inning, well, any runners on will amount to a lot in this game.
The way Kuhn has pitched, I wouldn't be surprised to see Carley take this next pitch.
3-1 the count, still no outs. Pitch, showing bunt again, but it's a strike, and he'll have to come back. Cowley thought he had ball 4 there, but home plate umpire Roger Saraiva calling him back. That pitch, a breaking ball in the outside corner.
Yeah, the biggest mistake any batter can make is to start running for first base long before the umpire makes the call.
Your strike zone will shrink considerably, or I should say expand considerably. That happens. And that one is swung on and hit high and deep to right center field. Coming in now is the center fielder. That's Berger out there who will come making the catch in right center field. So 1 out now after an interesting at-bat. Kuhn is able to induce the pop-up by Cowley, and that'll bring up Matt Reamer.
I'm very surprised he swung at that pitch, Steve, because he swung at ball 4.
That's right.
Giants need to be a little more patient behind the plate and take advantage of the early wildness by Kuhn.
And definitely more selective. We have a pinch hitter here.
That's Jake Chrisman pinch hitting for Matt Reamer.
So Chrisman comes into the game in replace of Reamer. Originally from Newton, Mass. Swing and a miss, and Ionetta is going to make another throw to second base, and that one gets away as well. Ionetta not having a good, successful day throwing runners at second base. And Tommy Lee, that'll be only his third stolen base of the season. All the Holyoke runners running on Ionetta now, as he's shown that he can't really get that laser down to second base.
If you notice, Steve, all of his throws so far have tailed off toward the first base side. I think he's releasing the ball a lot earlier than he expects. Lee is probably the fastest member of the Giants, so a base hit would more than likely get the first run of the game home.
And it is the 7th inning. 1 out, pitch by Kuhn, fouled off down the third base line into America's Cup Avenue. So Chrisman, the lefty, stands in at 5'10", just a little bit shorter than I am. He replaces Matt Reamer. Kuhn looks back at the runner, the pitch, fastball in the dirt. And he talked about Yecker's wildness. Well, Kuhn isn't showing much of an improvement. In fact, it seems to be a downgrade. Getting a little nervous here with the runner at second base. That's Tommy Lee. One and two the count, 1 out here in the 7th. And the throw over to second. The throw is late, of course. Lee not taking a very big lead, but Kuhn wants to make sure he stays close.
Nice play by Sadie. He got in there very discreetly and totally caught Lee off guard. If the throw had been a little more toward the bag, they would have had him.
1-2 swung on and fouled away again.
I'll tell you, situations like this, I see some of the crowd pulling Rolaids out of their pockets. Very suspenseful game here.
That's for sure.
It's been tense.
That is if they're not taking caffeine pills to keep them awake. The 1-2 again by Kuhn, swung on a miss, strike 3. And it's foul tipped into the glove. So Chrisman comes in to pinch hit for Reamer and promptly strikes out. 2 outs now. Kuhn would like to get through this inning unharmed after the first pitch he threw in the game hit Mike Walczyk. Tommy Lee pinch ran, stole second. He stands in scoring position now with 2 outs in the 7th. The game still scoreless. Justin Little, the center fielder, in the 9 spot tonight, stands in facing Kuhn now. In his 2 at-bats against Yecker, he grounded out and struck out. First pitch, breaking ball in the dirt again. Ball 1.
I'll tell you, the wildness of Jared Kuhn has tested the agility of Mike Ionetta. He has done a great job.
He sure has. And of course, any wild pitch or pass ball in this ballpark could make for an exciting play, as there's not very much foul territory at all, and we've seen lots of pass balls and wild pitches bounce back off the backstop here. And a lot of runners think they can go, and it makes for some exciting plays around the base paths.
Yeah, very little foul room here, about 25 feet behind home plate.
2 balls, no strikes to count, breaking ball high and away. So 3-0 the count now to Justin Little.
Ionetta very nimble, being able to get down to the ground to dig the low pitches out, and he jumped up like a jack-in-the-box to catch the high outside fastball by Kuhn.
And it looks like they're just going to throw ball forward a little, way outside, and he'll take the intentional walk.
Good move by Coach Mike Coombs because it puts the Giants in a force-out situation here with 2 outs.
Force play at every base, and the leadoff hitter coming up, Mike Provencher. Grounded out in the first, singled in the third, lined out to third base in the 5th.
Is Coach Coombs coming out to have a word with Kuhn? And I had a chance to chat with Mike Coombs before the game. He played pro ball in the Brewer and Tiger organization, as the Gulls are going to have another pitcher. And I'll tell you, Steve, Mike Coombs is one of the nicest, classiest guys you're going to meet in any level of baseball.
That's certainly true.
And all he's done for the Gulls in the last 2 years is give him a title in 2005, and then in 2006 came up with the best record in the history of the NECBL at 32-10 before being upset by the Torrington Twisters in the Southern Division Final.
That's right, and these players couldn't ask for a better gentleman to lead their squad. And we'll take a break here as the new pitcher comes in for the Gulls. And it'll be number 22, Jared Bard. So we'll be right back here on the Newport Gulls Broadcast Network to tell you about him. And it's our 3rd Jared of the night on the mound for the Gulls. First Jared Yecker, and then of course Jared Kuhn, who is responsible for the runner at second. That's Tommy Lee. 2 outs here in the 7th inning, and on the mound now is Jared Bard. Bard coming in with a 4.82 ERA in 5 appearances this season for the Gulls. First pitch is a fastball. They're going to throw down to first. And at first base, that's Justin Little, intentionally walked. And that was Kuhn's last act as a pitcher here. As we said, responsible for those runners. 2 outs here in the 7th, still no score in the game. Holyoke Giants threatening, if you could say that, in this game.
Yeah, the way this game has gone, Steve, I think any runner that reaches second base should be considered a threat.
Kuhn taken out of the game rather quickly. A little wild. Breaking pitch, swung on and missed. Quickly 2 strikes here on the leadoff hitter for Holyoke, Mike Provencher.
Steve, you mentioned all Gull pitches being named Jared. Of course, Subway has Jared Broadcasting. The way Eckert has pitched, he should advertise for Special K with all his strikeouts.
Well, I would think that Jared Bard hoping for the same thing right here.
Because I'll tell you, the way he's pitched, I think 11 strikeouts, he would be a good advertiser for Special K. So Kellogg's keep that in mind.
And I think a lot of the batters in this game would make good spokesmen for Cheerios with all the zeros they put up. Pitch swung on a miss. He swung on a terrible pitch up in the zone, and the Gulls are able to get out of it. 2 runners left on base for Holyoke. It remains scoreless. We head into the bottom of the 7th inning. It's 7th inning stretch time, and we'll join in the noises of Cardines Field here as we sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game."
Do I do this one now? Yeah. As we go to the last of the 7th, it's time for our Tigers TV Power Inning. Since 2004, the Tiverton High School Tigers TV crew has been an all-volunteer organization that produces your Newport Gulls baseball games. If a Gull batter hits a grand slam this inning, that player will receive a free DVD of today's broadcast, courtesy of the Tigers TV crew.
7th inning stretch time here at Cardines Field. No score. Back in a moment on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Back here once again at Cardines Field, still scoreless in the bottom of the 7th. The first pitch is swung on and fouled up. The batter right now is Brad French, the number 3 hitter. A couple changes for the Giants. Mike?
And looks like at first base we have Pete Vanderkolk replacing Mike Walzik.
Walzik was pinch run for by Tommy Lee in the top of the 7th. Another foul ball by French.
And it looks like we got Jay Chrisman at second base replacing Matt Reamer.
Tom Dolan still on the mound, entering his 7th inning of work for Holyoke.
Dolan pitching brilliantly. In one stretch, he retired 10 straight Gulls.
Holding the Gulls to only 2 hits the entire game. Both teams have had their chances. Nothing to show for. Breaking ball outside, ball 1. Tom Dolan not throwing a lot of pitches. We don't have any advanced pitch count software here, but doesn't seem to be tiring that much. And that'll be Brad French's last swing as he strikes out.
The 3rd consecutive strikeout for Tom Dolan. So he's putting up some Ks himself.
That'll bring up Ryan Wiegand, who struck out himself to end the 1st inning. Flew out in the 4th. Stands in, the big lefty. Facing the left-handed pitcher, Tom Dolan. First pitch is a fastball hit into left center field. A diving, amazing play by the left fielder for Holyoke. That's Kevin Reno. It's an amazing play out there in left center. Hopefully we can get a replay of that.
I'll tell you, that was a big play, Steve, because Wiegand would have at least got a double out of that play. And for a second there, it looked like Little and Reno were going to collide. And, you know, Little, who's the field general there, let Reno get that ball. And what a diving play that was.
So, great defense, great pitching we've seen this game so far. That was a great opportunity for Wiegand as he absolutely crushed that ball to left center field. There was no one over there. It looked like it would be difficult for either fielder to get to it, but Reno making the play out there. And that's definitely the play of the game so far. Sure, it left Wiegand shaking his head as he went back to the dugout. Quickly, 2 outs here. We're in the bottom of the 7th, scoreless game. Tom Dolan, 6 2/3 innings of work. Chopper right to the 3rd baseman, fires across the diamond to first, and the Gulls go down 1-2-3 in the 7th. And we've seen an amazing play in left center field by Kevin Reno, and we'll head into the top of the 8th inning. It remains scoreless. We're at Cardines Field, and you're watching the Newport Gulls Broadcast Network. 0-0 here at Cardines Field in beautiful Newport, Rhode Island. And to take you through the rest of the game, maybe, is my partner, Nick Lima. Nick?
Thanks again, Steve. And we have been notched with goose eggs up on the scoreboard the whole way through in this one. And Steve said maybe because who knows? If this keeps going, we'll see extra innings here at Cardines Field. Last 7 innings have been outstanding pitching and very good defense by both teams. It's been an error in the ball game, but hasn't resulted in any runs on the board. As both teams have had opportunities, both teams have had squanders. Here's the first pitch from, and swung on, foul tipped around the plate area from Jared Bard in to Kevin Reno.
And Matt Ionetta, the catcher, a little shaken up as the ball apparently got in between his face mask and his face, but he seems okay now.
Yeah, Matt gets right back into the catcher's position. He's good to go. And the 0-1, swinging a pop-up, back and out of play. Quickly, 0-2 to Reno, who's 1 for 3 today. One of the few batters in this game with a hit. He's got a double, a pair of strikeouts.
Guys, how often do you see it that the The guy who makes the amazing play in the last inning comes up to lead off the next.
The pitch, swing and a miss. He struck him out.
Well, anytime you see it, it's very rare that the guy strikes out.
Absolutely. There's a second strikeout for Kuhn. And Newport Gulls, second strikeout for Bard, I should say, as Kuhn was the lead in the 7th. Bard came in to get the last out in the 7th, fanned the leadoff man, Provander, as the Giants left the go-ahead runs on. Here comes Kyle Bellows. First pitch to him. Swing and a miss, strike one. He's late on a fastball. It came inside on him. Bellows is 0 for 3, a pair of strikeouts. Every batter in the lineup tonight for Holyoke has struck out at least once, some 2 or 3 times. And actually the only batter in the ballgame that hasn't struck out was Drew Polk for the Gulls. To pitch on the inside corner for strike 2. Bard on his way to another strikeout here, perhaps. The Giants thinking differently, though. This game can be changed dramatically with a swing of the bat. The 0-2 just misses outside, ball 1.
I'll tell you the way this game's been going, by the time it's over, the concession stand will be serving bacon and eggs instead of hot dogs and hamburgers.
Hopefully not. We've got another home game here tomorrow night against Pittsfield. The 1-2 inside. 2-2 the count evens on Bellows, who came into the game batting .360 at the lead and average for Holyoke.
Guys, in all honesty, and this is no exaggeration, I think that around half of the games I've ever seen here at Cardines Field have gone into extra innings.
The pitch, missing low for ball 3. Well, with you here, Steve, I might just do it just for you. Keep that streak going. Full count here on Bellows. Bard, who had gotten ahead of him, falls behind. He sets the payoff pitch. Ball 4 is outside. A rare walk issued by Jared. Careful on those Jareds. He's the 3rd Jared of the night, as we mentioned earlier. Jared Bard walks Bellows, puts a go-ahead run on for Craig Turner. Turner is 1 for 2, a single, a stolen base, a strikeout, and a walk.
I'm a little surprised Bellows took that pitch because the home plate umpiring has been calling that a strike most of the night.
So Turner, the DH, cleanup hitter, takes the first pitch, low and outside, ball 1. Here an official attendance report for you in this game. 2,402, 2,402. The attendance for tonight's ball game. Another check on the runner at first. Back diving in is Bellows. The next pitch from Bard. Swinging a bouncer up the middle. Up with it. Side. He steps in the bag. A second. Throws to first. Double play. Sensational double play. Easily turned by Gabe Sade, who stabbed a bounding ball that was headed in his direction. Step on the bag through the first. And ends the threat for the Giants here in the 8th. We go to the last of the 8th next. The score remains the Newport Gulls, nothing. The Holyoke Giants, nothing. On the NECBL Newport Gulls Broadcast Network.
Gulls fans, you can always listen.
And back here now at Cardines Field in Newport, Rhode Island, Nick Lima, Mike Lord, Steve Owanski, Michaela Fleury here on the NECBL Newport Gulls Broadcast Network. Well, Tom Dolan's day is done, as Patrick Keller will be the new pitcher for Holyoke Giants. Mike?
Nick, for Patrick Keller, this is his 6th appearance. No decisions, an ERA of 4.5. He's pitched 6 innings.
First pitch into Ionetta is on the inside corner, strike 1 to Mike.
And given up 6 hits, 5 runs, 3 of them earned.
Yep.
Walked 2, struck out 4.
The next pitch to Matt is just missing inside, 1-1 the count on the veteran Gulls catcher.
Nick, a very unorthodox delivery by Keller. As you'll notice when he follows through, he almost touches the ground.
1-1 misses inside low for ball 2. Ionetta, 0 for 2 tonight. Strikeout, fly out to center. The pitch, swing and a miss. Took a big cut. The count evens up on Matt. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ionetta Sade Berger due up for the Gulls. Here in the 8th, the pitch. Inside and high. Ball 3. The count is full to Matt Ionetta. Kelly fires the pitch in, swinging a line drive into left field. It is a base hit. Ionetta is going to round first, and he's going to head into second. The ball is recovered out there, and Ionetta has a stand-up double for the Newport Gulls, their first extra base hit of the ball game. Just their 3rd hit tonight. Matt Ionetta stands in scoring position for the Newport Gulls to lead off the 8th inning. That ball was fair by, inches down the line. It looked like a foul ball actually from this angle, but it was fair. And as it almost carried to the bullpen for a ground rule double, the outfielder, Reno, came over to make a play on it. And Ionetta has a double for Gabe Sade. Sade's 0 for 2 himself, a strikeout and a ground out. He bounced a short in the 2nd, fanned in the 5th. The pitch. Way inside as Sade ducks out of the way. 1-0.
And Nick, I think that double sorely needed by Matt Ionetta, who's been scuffling a bit lately, and of course definitely extra base hits coming at a premium in this game.
Sade then Berger waits on deck as Kelly comes to the set. The lefty throws. Way inside, Sade jumps out of the way, goes to the backstop, and Ionetta trots into third. The Newport Gulls have the go-ahead run 90 feet away. That'll be a wild pitch. Charged to Patrick Kelly. It's perhaps a pass ball as it seemed to get off the catcher's glove. Was way inside, however, so official score on that is a wild pitch. Sade at the plate. Ionetta at third. The 2-0. Swing a line shot. Look out. Ionetta and third base coach Scott Virgilak as Sade sends a foul ball their way.
So like Jared Kuhn for the Gulls, Patrick Keller has come in. He's a little wild. It'll be interesting to see if the Gulls were a little more selective here.
2-1 the count. Keller pitches. High and inside. Ball 3. A hitter's count for Sade. And Gabriel may get a green light here. Ionetta leads at third. No score in the 8th. The Gulls threaten nobody out. Keller sets and deals. Swinging a foul tip to the backstop. Caroms into the on-deck circle, and Michael Berger stabs it with his bat.
And fellas, you'll notice all the infielders for Holyoke playing way in on the grass.
You're not thinking suicide squeeze. Not now with a full count on him.
Well, they're hoping for a double play ball even at home.
The payoff pitch inside, ball 4.
Well, you know, Steve, I think what the Giants are worried about, they want to be able to cut that run down at home plate on any kind of a ground ball. But of course, with first and second that were empty, the third base runner wouldn't have to necessarily run on any kind of a ground ball. And that'll bring a conference at the mound.
And Jason Falcon has seen enough. We'll have a new pitcher come in from the bullpen. A pitching change coming to you in this game from Cardines Field. We'll tell you about the new pitcher next on the NECBL Broadcast Network. And back here now at Cardines Field in the 8th inning, the new pitcher for the Holyoke Giants is Brandon Ake.
Nick, for H, this is his third appearance. He's got no wins, 1 loss, the 3.86 ERA. He's pitched 4.2 innings, given up 5 hits, 2 runs, both earned, walked 2, struck out 6, and has been phenomenal in his last 2 relief appearances, preserving the victory against the North Adams Steeplecats yesterday. So the Giants hoping that Ake can put some hurt in the Gulls rally.
Ake will take the mound here with Matt Ionetta, who doubled and advancing a wild pitch at third. The crowd gets into this game now. Gabe Sade's at first, who walked. Big opportunity here for the Newport Gulls as they have their first runner on third base of the ball game. Ake gets a sign from Cali. He's pitching to Michael Berger, who's 1 for 2. The pitch. Swinging a high deck ground ball right side. This will get through for a hit. Here comes Zion Etter, and the Newport Gulls have taken the lead here in the 8th. It's 1-0. The throw goes into second. Holding up there is Gabe Sade. Michael Berger gets it done with an RBI single, his second hit of the ball game. It was just by the glove of Jake Grishman to go into the outfield. And the Newport Gulls have done it off the bat of Michael Berger here, and Ionetta trots home with the go-ahead run.
Nick, that was an outstanding piece of hitting by Mike Berger. He saw that Jake Chrisman had to break towards second base because Gabriel Sade was on first, and Chrisman's momentum was carrying him towards second, and Berger saw that, and he kind of went with the pitch and hit it in no man's land. Chrisman made a nice effort, but like you said, it deflected off his glove, and it's given the Gulls a 1-0 lead.
And here comes Jason Falcon again, so only one batter faced for Brandon Ake, and we'll have another pitching change coming to you in this game from Cardines Field. Come back, tell you about the new pitcher next on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Here once again at Cardines Field, we're still in the 8th. We'll see the third pitcher of the inning. It'll be Sean Bergeron for the Giants.
Nick, for Bergeron, this is his 5th appearance. He has no decisions, a 3.68 ERA. He's pitched 7.1 innings, given up 6 hits, 4 runs, 3 of them earned. He's walked 4, struck out 6. So the Giants are hoping he can extinguish the fire that the Gulls have lit here in the bottom of the 8th inning.
Guys, I don't know how many of these players feel about the PA operator playing the USC fight song there with the pitching change. I know as a student at the University of Notre Dame, I'm not happy to hear that.
You Notre Dame people. Well, that's because Kyle Hankard, of course, from USC, the former goalie, they began that tradition of playing in the 8th inning when he was here in the 2005 season. A little history for you there as Jonathan White steps up. The left-hander, Bergeron, ready with the pitch. A bunt put up the third base line. It rolls foul.
And Nick, you mentioned Kyle Hankard. He was so close to becoming the first NECBL player in history to take home the Triple Crown. Just missed it in batting average. He led the league in home runs and RBIs, and he missed by, I believe, 1 percentage point in the batting race.
Incredible 2005 season when the Gulls won 10 straight and sweeping the playoffs in 3 rounds. Take their 3rd NECBL championship.
Try telling these guys that every at-bat doesn't count.
So, nothing on the count on White. Sean Bergeron is ready with the pitch. A bunt pops straight up to the first baseman, foul territory, makes the catch, and again, the bunting skills not honed yet for these players. That's just the inning's first out, however. As he pops up the bunt to the first base side. Now bring Matt Vance up. He's got a hit streak, a 12-game hit streak on the line right here. Vance, who's walked, bounced out to third, and struck out in this ball game, has a chance to drive in a run here. They're on at first and second, 1 away, 1-0 Gulls here in the 8th. They've finally broken the tie. The pitch, the runners go. Inside, here's the throw down to second. It is not in time. A double steal as Gabe Sade and Michael Berger each swipe a base. Berger is now 10 for 10. Sade now 6 for 7.
Nick, the only throw Jack Harley could make was to second base because Cody Hightower, the third baseman for the Giants, was playing way off the bag, so they had no chance to get the runner at third.
So Berger remains perfect, 10 for 10 on stolen bases.
Guys, Mike Coombs normally a conservative coach, but of course this game base runner is coming at a premium.
The next pitch is swung on foul to the screen.
I'll tell you guys, I think 10 for 10 in stolen bases would qualify him as a master thief.
Absolutely. Coombs has alluded to that many times. 1-1 the count on Matt Vance. 2-1 in scoring position. The Gulls have a chance to break it open here. The pitch. In there for a strike, a late strike call. That looked like very low.
Well, I think he would have needed a 9-iron to hit that pitch. That one looked very low at the ankles.
And the fans not very happy about that call here. And Nick, I've never heard language like that from a 6-year-old.
Not even on Sesame Street.
Roger Survivor, home play umpire tonight, called a low strike. Now the count 1-2 the pitch. Up and away. The count will even up. At third base, it's Gabe Sade who walked. Now stolen the base. At second, it's Michael Berger who had the RBI single. Vance at the plate looking for a hit to drive in a pair of runs. There's speed on the base pass. Here's the 2-2. Swing a ground ball bounce to the shortstop off his glove. Goes into the outfield. 1 run will score. Holding it at third is Berger. And just like that, the Newport Gulls lead it 2-0. It'll be an error on the shortstop, Kyle Bellows. An E6 is good enough for Vance here as 1 run comes home, but kept the second run from coming home as Berger had to hold up with it could have been a double play ball as it bounced off the glove of Bellows, went into the outfield. 2-0 Newport.
Nick, Kyle Bellows was probably thinking the same thing. Unfortunately, he took his eye off the ball for a split second, and that split second allowed the ball to ricochet off of the heel of his glove and put the Gulls in a very good position to put this game away.
Runners at the corners now for Brandon May. Was 0 for 2, a pair of strikeouts and a walk. Here's the pitch. Outside ball 1. So still just 1 out here as the wheels are coming off the wagon of Holyoke's outstanding defense up to this point. The first error of the ball game. The next pitch. Swing and a miss. Big cut from Brandon May. 1-1 the count.
Guys, we can't forget that this rally started when Matt Iannetta drove that double right down the foul line. Of course, I think you could feel it in the crowd. You could feel it in the dugout. The Gulls players knew something special was happening here in the 8th when that ball barely missed being foul.
The pitch, way outside, a pitch out, but the runners weren't very far off the bags. 2 balls, 1 strike, now the count on Brandon May.
It's kind of hard to tell from here, but when Iannetta stroked that double, even in the dugout, they were reacting as if it was the winning run in the 9th inning. They were jumping up and down, throwing their arms up.
Pitch is swung on a miss for strike 2.
Now, one thing we forgot to mention about Cardines Field, both dugouts are on the first base side, so if there's a bench clearing brawl, they wouldn't have to run out on the field to fight. They could fight right in front of the dugouts.
Almost had one a couple years ago against the Keene Swamp Bats.
That's right. I was there for that game.
That was another extra inning game. The 2-2 outside, ball 3.
We never found out exactly what the controversy was over there, but with those hockey-style dugouts.
Yeah, it was about a player sliding into second with spikes
Was that
up.
what it was?
Yeah. So the Gulls have runners at the corners here. 1 out. 2-0 lead in the 8th. Here comes the payoff pitch to May. Gets away. Ball 4, and they're loaded up for Brad French. Well, pitching has been brilliant for the Holyoke Giants up until this 8th inning. A double, a walk, a wild pitch, 2 stolen bases, an RBI single. A bunt pop-up, an error, and now a walk. And here comes the 7th man to bat in the inning, French.
And also another pitcher for the Holyoke Giants.
So once again, a pitching change coming in this game from Cardines Field. This time, we'll keep it right here. It'll be the 3rd pitching change of the inning and the 5th pitcher of the night, 4th pitcher of the inning, 3rd change. As well, if you include the start of the inning as a change as well. As well, they're not really going through the bullpen as these pitchers are only facing a batter or 2. I wonder why, with now a 2-0 deficit, why go to another pitcher here? To face Brad French, who has been a little bit of a slump lately. He's 0 for 3 tonight, bounced into a double play, flew out and struck out. So new pitcher warms up on the mound. We'll tell you about the attendance again for tonight. The 3rd largest crowd of the season on hand for this one, 2,402. That's right behind the June 15th Friday night crowd against the Manchester Silkworms, where we had 2,500. And on June 8th opening night, there were 3,041 fans here, of course. But finally, Gulls get their 3rd 2,000-plus fan game here after some low attendance the last few days as school has wrapped up. I'm sure as July comes, Newport Gulls fans begin to turn out in much bigger numbers. They have showed up tonight to watch the Gulls take a 2-0 lead here in the 8th inning over the Holyoke Giants after he had 7 straight innings of shutout baseball. Outstanding pitching and defense by both teams has yielded this result. The Gulls have runners at the corners here. Will be the 5th pitcher of the night for the Holyoke Giants. To tell you more about him, once again, folks, in the inning, Mike Lord.
Nick, it's going to be Dan Grubbs, who's been lights out for the Giants all season. This is his 7th appearance. He has no decisions. His ERA 0.00, so we could call it a Cheerios ERA. He's pitched 7.1 innings, given up 3 hits, no runs, no walks, 4 strikeouts. So I think Jason Falcon wants to keep this a 2-run ball game, because if the Gulls get a hit and knock home 2 more, the chances of the Giants coming back from a 4-run deficit would be like walking out of Fort Knox with a bar of gold.
I was stationed at Fort Knox. Yeah, I can tell you that's very difficult to do.
I could probably bore the guards to death with my jokes and sneak out with the gold.
That's definitely a possibility. So the Gulls have an opportunity here. The base is loaded up for Brad French. At first base, it's Brandon May who walked. At second, Matt Vance who reached on the error. At third, Michael Berger, who had the RBI single that knocked in the first run of the ball game. Which was Matt Inetta, who led off this inning and rally for the Newport Gulls with the double. So Brad French to bat here. French has yet to bat this season with the bases loaded as its first opportunity. Grubbs ready. He sets low the pitch. High and inside, ball 1 and off-speed delivery to start off against French. Grubbs looks in, gets the sign from Cowley. Here comes the 1-0 delivery. And there for a strike, 1-1. The fire station horn behind us signifies it is in fact 9 o'clock on the East Coast and shocks the fans in the stands. I'm never ready for that one. A loud foghorn of the fire station that sounds every 3 hours here at Cardines Field, downtown Newport. Bases loaded. 1-1 the count. Gulls a 2-0 lead, looking for more against Dan Grubbs. The pitch. Swing and a foul tipped. In and out of the mitt of the catcher, Cowley, 1-2. French looking for his first hit tonight. Just 1 out. The Giants in a huge jam here as this game has gotten away from them. Newport's bats finally coming alive. The 1-2 from Dan. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Chased a splitter. And that'll bring Ryan Wiegand up. Wiegand had an extra base hit robbed from him back in the 7th inning by Kevin Reno. He's 0 for 3 tonight. A pop-up, a fly-out, and a strikeout. That last fly-out, which he lined out to left center field. Diving catch made by Reno. You like to hit in the same spot here as there's a big gap here right now. Bases are loaded, 2 outs. Wiegand at the plate. The pitch from Grubbs. Outside for ball 1. Wiegand, around 500 with the bases loaded, 1 for 2 this season. What a time this would be for his first extra base hit. The 1-0. Swing a foul off to the left and out of play. The kids run after that one. Well, they better not leave the ballpark. They'll be ejected. Not allowed to chase foul balls out into the street.
Good policy, the way the people drive. Those kids would become hood ornaments.
Especially with America's Cup Avenue, a 4-lane road bordering the field. 1-1 the count. Bases are jammed. The pitch. Low ball 2. May, Vance, and Berger stand at first, second, and third, respectively. The 2-1 to Ryan Wiegand. Grubb sets and fires on the outside corner, strike 2. The count will even up here, and he's one pitch away from possibly getting out of his inning without any more damage done. 2-0 Gulls. Both runs coming home here in the 8th. Grubbs comes to the set. Wiegand stands in. The 2-2 delivery. Swing a ground ball, chop foul. Back to the on-deck circle. A nice one-handed grab made by Drew Polk. Waits for an opportunity here should Wiegand get on base. Deuces a while on the scoreboard. 2-0 Newport. 2 outs. 2-2 the count. Wiegand levels the bat again. Battling here with Grubbs. He sets. The pitch. Swinging a little grounder, bouncing on a high hop to the second baseman. Stabs it, throws to first, and the inning is over. However, the Newport Gulls, thanks to timely hitting from Matt Iannetta and Michael Berger, and the error when Vance was at the plate, get 2 runs across. It's 2-0 Newport. We go to the 9th. Last chance for the Giants next on the NECBL Newport Gulls Broadcast Network. Well, Mike Sander will be the closer out there on the mound for the Newport Gulls as they have a 2-0 lead going to the top of the 9th. Here to tell you about Mike is Steve Owanski.
Well, 8th appearance of the season for Gulls closer Mike Seander. 1-1 record he carries into tonight's game. 3.24 ERA. 3 saves on the season for Seander. And in 6 1/3 innings pitched. So they'll look to him to close this game out. And if this game shows any shades of what it's been, if past is precedence in the 9th inning here, it shouldn't be hard for Seander to close it out. But we always see an exciting game here at Cardines, and we'll see if the Holyoke Giants make it a little more exciting than Mike Seander would like it to be.
Seander will have to deal with the middle of the lineup for the Giants as Hightower, Vanderkook, and Colley will be batting here. Cody Hightower, 0 for 2, a sacrifice bunt, a strikeout, and a pop-up. A tying run in the on-deck circle for Holyoke. The Gulls trying to snap a 2-game NECBL and 3-game overall losing streak to falling to Team USA last night, to falling to Lowell by 1 run on Friday, and after falling to Danbury on Thursday. Here's Sander's first pitch. Fastball right down the middle for strike 1. Sander has been lights out as of late as the Newport Gulls closer. They'll hope to continue that streak. Michael, ready with the 0-1. Swinging a high ground ball, left side, base hit. Here it comes Hightower with a leadoff single, and just like that, the Giants get the tying run to the plate in the form of Peter Vanderkoop.
Nice piece of hitting by Hightower. He saw the big hole in the left side and just grounded it for a leadoff second. That will bring the tying run up to the plate. Mike Walczyk, who hit about a 415-foot shot in Vermont to straightaway center field and had to settle for a double.
The pitch comes inside, ball 1. So Vanderkoop swings the next pitch, hits the grounder to the shortstop side, throws to second, out there, on the first, double play. 6-4-3 double play, and that ends the threat here as there are now 2 outs. Now the tying run goes back to the on-deck circle for Jack Crowley, just what the Gulls ordered.
Vanderkoop hit that ball very hard. It was a quick 2-hopper to Sadie and threw to May, and May made a very quick relay throw because he had to. Vanderkoop got down the line pretty quick, but nonetheless, perfect execution.
Here's the pitch, outside ball 1, 2 outs now for Jack Crowley. Last chance for the Giants. He's 1 for 3, a bunt single, stolen base. Pop up to center and a strikeout in the night. The 1-0. Outside ball 2. A little bit low with another fastball from Seander, who's pitching very quickly on the mound.
And
The Gulls turn their third double play of the evening. The 2-0. On the inside corner, strike 1 to Jack Cowley.
And should this score hold true, I was told that Jared Bard would be in line for the win.
The next pitch. Low for ball 3. Hitters count 3-1 for Cowley. Jake Chrisman waits on deck. Seander would like to end it here. The pitch. Ball 4. Inside. And once again, the tying run comes to the plate. So the Giants trying to hang on here in the ninth. The Gulls want to get that win in the books. Torrington has been unstoppable lately as the Twisters are 11-3, first place, a game ahead of Newport in the Southern Division.
And Nick, how unstoppable have the Twisters been? They've beat Team USA.
First pitch to Chrisman. Low and outside ball 1. Jake, 256 on the season. Pair of triples, 4 runs batted in. Came in for Matt Reamer earlier. The 1-0. Swinging a little flare left field. This one will drop in for a hit. Jonathan White will play on a bounce. And there's a second hit of the inning. And just like that, the go-ahead run now comes to the plate. And Seander will have to get it locked up here as the tying runs are on. It's Colley at second, Trishman at first. And the dramatics continue here at Cardines Field. Well, we've had a close game the whole way along. Why shouldn't it be close here in the top of the ninth?
And guys, how large does that double play loom now?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Justin Little will be the batter here. Little is
Actually, a pinch.
Oh,
I'm sorry to
pinch hitter.
interrupt, Nick, but it'll
That's
be a
right.
pinch hitter.
certainly a valid reason to interrupt.
Sean Gil Blair, who's a pitcher, coming in the pinch hit for Justin Little.
Sean Gil Blair, in 12 at bats this season, has yet to record a hit. He has a walk and 3 strikeouts. So Gil Blair, bat here.
So
and here comes Scott Virgilak out to the mound for a word with Seander, how to deal with Gil Blair.
Coach Falcon trying to play the percentages. Justin Little is a right-handed batter. He wants to bring in a left-handed batter to face the right-handed pitcher, Seander. Looks like we get a big conference here.
The whole infield comes in.
The infield convention, it should be called.
At second, it's Colley who walked. At first, Chrisman who singled. At the plate, Sean Giblair, who's in for Justin Little. The Giants struggling to stay alive here in the ninth. 2 outs. Seander trying to close it out. Mike steps on the rubber, looks in, gets the sign from Matt Iannetta. A check on the runner at second. And Seander stares in. He comes to the stretch, the pitch. On the outside corner, strike one. Torrington not playing tonight. If the Gulls hold on here, they'll gain a half a game on the Twisters and pull to within a half of first place in the NECBL South. The rest of the field, 4.5 games or more back. The 0-1. On the outside corner, strike 2, and the Giants are down to their last strike. The tying runs are on here in the ninth. Go-ahead run on at the plate in the form of Giblair. Seander trying to preserve the win from Jared Bond. Seander trying to get his 4th save of the season. He looks in from the set. The 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, he struck him out. And the Newport Gulls have defeated the Holyoke Giants, and one of the best nail-biter classic baseball matchups we've seen all season long here at Cardines Field by the final score of 2-0 as the Gulls and the Giants shut each other out and shut each other down for 7 innings of scoreless baseball. And finally, the Gulls get a pair of runs home in the 8th. They left the bases loaded, but it was enough to hang on here in the 9th as Seander earns his 4th save of the season. Steve and Mike and I will be back to wrap things up next with the totals and highlights, and then down on the field with our post-game show interviews as we continue next on the NECBL Broadcast Network with our post-game show. Stay tuned, everybody. So the Newport Gulls and the Holyoke Giants battling here today at Acadians Field. The Gulls come out the victors. Totals in this game, no runs on 6 hits, 1 error, 9 left on base for the Holyoke Giants. That's a key number. 2 runs on 4 hits, 1 error, 5 left on for the Newport Gulls. The game took 2 hours and 42 minutes to play, and it was watched by a crowd of 2,402, the third largest crowd of the season here at Acadians Field. Jared Bard earns the win. He's the 10th different goal to record a win this season as the Gulls improved to 10-3, gain a half a game when the Torrington Twisters are now just a half a game out of first place in the NECBL Southern Division. The Holyoke Giants fall to 10-6, but will retain sole possession of first place in the NECBL North as Keene and Keene's off tonight, but actually Torrington is playing at low. I didn't even realize that, so we'll wait on word out of that game for how much the Gulls will gain on the Twisters. Didn't realize they were playing, as Bard is the 10th different pitcher to earn a win. Mike Seander gets his 4th save of the season. Mike.
Well, the Giants were unable to take advantage of throwing errors by catcher Mike Ionetta. They've stole a few bases, and they got a runner on third base, and were not able to advance him home. Jared Yecker pitched one heck of a game. I would probably give him my most valuable player, even though Bard got the win. Jared Kuhn was a little wild, and Jared Bard came in and helped shut down the Giants. Mike Sienda, very effective throwing flame. So the Giants are off tomorrow, and then they come home to take on the Manchester Silkworms. So they'll have to regroup. The Giants have been able to take advantage of other teams' missed opportunities. The Gulls made very few miscues in the field. A very well-played game. And unfortunately, a great pitching effort by Tom Dolan wasted.
And Jared Yecker strikes out 10. He doesn't get the win in this one, a no decision for Jared, but he is outstanding in our Newport Gulls Player of the Game. We'll try and get him with our post-game show interview coming up in just a moment as Steve Iwanski steps back into the press box. Steve, just an outstanding game tonight. Really outstanding pitching and overall for the Newport Gulls.
Well, it certainly was, Nick, and it was an exciting game overall, as it always is here at Acadians Field, and I say that without any exaggeration whatsoever. We took a scoreless game into the bottom of the 9th, and at one of the last possible moments, the Gulls able to get quite a rally going in the 8th, something that we haven't, a kind of offensive power display we haven't seen the entire game, and of course that was the difference in the game. 2 runs in the 8th. They left 3 men on, but it was enough as Seander comes in, squeaks by in the 9th, and gets the save here. 2-0, Gulls win.
Down on the field, the post-game show interviews next as we continue on the NECBL Newport Gulls Broadcast Network.
Back here again at Acadians Field in Newport, Rhode Island with our Newport Gulls post-game show. Happy to be joined by Newport Gulls Player of the Game, Jared Yecker. Hello again, everybody. I'm Nick Lima alongside Steve Iwanski and Michaela Fleury and the NECBL Broadcast Network. First, we'll take it to you, Michaela.
Well, it was a great game. How did you feel you guys did overall?
I felt we played a great game overall. We had some timely hitting in the end. Bullpen came in and did well. Our defense was good. I don't think we had any errors. So overall, it was a good team effort, I think. The
pitching was fabulous with a lot of strikeouts. How do you feel about that?
I think that just means as a team, we're doing real well pitching-wise. I got a lot of good arms in the pen and starting. When you have strikeouts like that, it means you're throwing the ball pretty well as a team. And it just shows that other teams having trouble putting the ball in play. And when that's happening, you're making good pitches and everything's working well.
Steve.
Jared, congratulations once again. I want to ask you, Holyoke obviously leading the Northern Division, a very good hitting team. What kind of scouting did you have going into this game on Holyoke?
I really had nothing, actually. The only thing I had was the stat sheet before the game. My buddy in Vermont talked to me, said that 29 was a pretty good hitter. Don't let him beat you, but besides that, I didn't hear anything. That's all I knew.
Okay.
Now, 10 strikeouts on the night. You were just whiffing those batters. Are you usually a strikeout pitcher?
At times. I've had times where I had a good fastball and good breaking ball, and I'll get the strikeouts, but sometimes it's just hitting spots and getting outs, inducing contact.
Now, Jared Bard picked up the win in relief. You got a no decision tonight, but Bard is the 10th different goal to pick up a win this season. What does that say about the depth of this bullpen?
It means we have a lot of great pitchers here. overall, starters, relievers, closers, everything. Everyone's coming in. They're picking up where starters leave off or the guy before them leaved off. And that's good. That's a good team when you know you can do that.
And how about Iannetta and Berger picking you up there in the 8th inning with those timely hits?
There were some clutch hits right there. I mean, we needed to put some runs across to get the win, and they couldn't have done a better job.
Now, Jared, overall tonight, of course, you were one of 3 Jareds to pitch for the Newport Gulls.
Yep.
We all caught that one. Just an outstanding job by the Newport Gulls. But you personally, your stay in Newport with your host family and this whole experience this summer, how has it been so far for that on that level?
It's great. People here are great. You got great fan support by town and other people that aren't from around here. It feels good to play in a crowd like this when I'm not used to it. You get a couple thousand people here. That shows that people like to watch us play, and I guess we're playing well if they want to watch us.
Jared Yecker, your Newport Gulls player of the game. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And the 3 of us will be back in a moment next here on the NECBL Newport Gulls Broadcast Network. And back here one final time at Cardines Field here in Newport, Rhode Island. The Gulls get a tough victory here tonight, 2-0 over the Holyoke Giants. A final word for you, Michaela.
It was a great game with lots of great pitches, lots of strikeouts. A really, really good game on the part of the Gulls.
And Steve.
Well, Nick, obviously, as we said all game, a great game played on the defensive and pitching side of the diamond. Of course, the bat's not really waking up until the Gulls had that rally in the bottom of the 8th. And, of course, we love to see exciting games here at Cardines. We're definitely used to them. And the Gulls come away with a win tonight. Great for the home crowd, great for the Gulls coming off that losing streak. So they hope to take that into this week. Game, of course, tomorrow night. And, Nick, that has got to be the worst necktie I've ever seen.
And touche, Steve, touche. Here at Cardines Field, we're going to say so long. But first, let's thank those who made this broadcast possible. The executive producer of Newport Gulls Baseball and our director tonight, Tom Lima. Our on-site engineer and dugout camera person, Bill Smythe. Our audio technician, Christina Simonelli. I also like to thank our associate producer, Erica Atwell, as well as all of our outstanding crew on the NECBL Newport Gulls Broadcast Network. For Michaela Fleury and Steve Iwanski, I'm Nick Lehman, bringing this game from Cardines Field in Newport, Rhode Island. Newport Gulls win tonight, 2-0, the final score over the Holyoke Giants. And hopefully get a new winning streak going tomorrow as they wrap up the homestand against the Pittsfield Dukes on the air at the pregame show at 6:15. First pitch at 6:35. We hope you'll join us then. That's all for us here tonight. Until our next broadcast, so long, everybody.
Will you live for that moment? One pitch, one swing. You see it in slow motion. You count every scene and keep your eye. Well, buddy, keep your eye on the dream. First base, second base, go for third, called safe. Well, home plate's 90 feet, but you could steal it in a heartbeat. Keep your eye, well, buddy, keep your eye on the dream. Every small town red dirt diamond's got a piece of your pride. Every crack of the bat makes you feel like a kid inside. Quarry dogs and steeple cats, twisters, gulls, swamp bats, Mainers, Dukes, and mountaineers, silkworms, westerners, Giants, all-Americans. It's the NECBL. Play ball. So you live for that moment when it all comes true.